Hello, this is Jake Light, Gaming Logic Service. Welcome back to another session of Ace Attorney Investigations, where we are going to be playing Miles Edgeworth. We are going to be the prosecutor, and we're gonna do some wacky voices and start episode 3. Yes, we're gonna start episode 3. New case, new everything, so if you're tuning in for the first time, it's great because you won't be out of the loop maybe until next session, because most likely I won't be able to finish the entire case in one session, so there's that. But yeah, I hope everyone's having a good morning, a good afternoon, a good evening, and if you're sleeping soon, hope you have a good rest and see you when I see you. So right, without further ado, let's just jump right in. The episode 4, Turnabout Reminiscence. Am I wrong? I think it was... Okay, I think I'm wrong. This is case 4. Katie Faraday.
Congratulations.
The young lady
You're the
calls
first.
herself the second Yatagarasu. The piece of cloth that she conjured up has taken me back to many years ago. 7 years earlier. Oh yeah, this is about the past. I don't recall any of those two. Yeah, that's right. I did. I killed a guy. It was a great thief Katagarasu that told me to do so. I asked the defender just for... Oh no. Don't you get the tragedy of the Yatagarasu? Yatagarasu was the man standing over there at the prosecutor's bench. Are you... I'm the Yatagarasu? Don't you, Daddy? You tell me to kill you when you snuck into the embassy. Are you claiming that Mr. Faraday is the Yatagarasu? Blah, blah, blah. Mr. Rell, I think we've heard just about enough of you. Anna, please listen to me. I'm telling the truth. You gotta believe me. Okay. Maybe I would be listening for 5 hours all night. You still have... Okay. Thank you for the hanging out always, Ethan. A new prosecutor shall be called to replace Mr. Faraday. This court will be in recess until the new prosecutor is ready. Oh yeah. We're gonna be doing some court actual court stuff in the court here. We have to do we have to do his voice. The judge's voice again. Yum 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 yum. Okay. Right. I don't have much memory of what this is and what it's all about. But oh else, let's see. September 10th, 3:20 p.m. District Court, 3rd floor lobby. It's almost time for me to enter the courtroom. And so it is that my first assignment as a prosecutor will be as a replacement for a prosecutor who has been accused by the defendant. Edgeworth. Oh, it's Von Karma. Sir. There's a really deep voice. That's all I remember. Have you read all over the documents regarding this trial? Yes, sir. I've memorized everything there is to know. Very good. The paperwork for the prosecutor's substitution is just about complete. Edgeworth, always bear in mind that as your mentor, I, Manfred von Karma, will accept nothing short of perfection. I understand, sir. To have the chance to stand in court at such an early stage in my career, I'm honored and proud. As I have watched over your studies, I'm giving you this very rare chance. Prove yourself. Crush the defendant's pathetic lies into oblivion. Yes, sir. That such a legendary prosecutor will be watching and judging my performance. I have to be perfect in every way. Oh, I can talk to him? Oh well. Not really don't really like him, but oh well. Today's trial should have ended in just 1 minute. Because the defendant was picked up by the security camera, correct? No, it's old E.L. Edgeworth. What? Old Edgeworth? Exactly. The killer had the gall to say that he only killed because he was instructed to do so. Even more outrageous is his claim that the case prosecutor, Bern Faraday, gave the order. Ha! Faraday is such a fool. He's been cornered by his very own prey. Sir, are you acquaintance of Mr. Bern Faraday? He is a pathetic man who speaks nothing but nonsense. Nonsense? He once tried to explain to me a way of punishing those who cannot be brought to court. Those who cannot be brought to court? That is nonsense, for no man is above the law. Well, there are always a few exceptions. However, there is no reason to even deal with such individuals. A prosecutor is a guardian of the court, but with no obligation outside matters. Thus, there is no reason to deal with such individuals, I see. Edgeworth, disgracing yourself as Faraday will not be forgotten. Have no fear, I will not let you down, sir. In place of the accused prosecutor Bern Faraday, I'll prove the defendant's guilt. Very good. I've secured an hour of recess for you to prepare to do just that. Show them all the power of Von Karma. Okay. So, have you achieved a firm understanding of the case? Yes, sir. I've memorized everything that is written down in the case files. Okay. I have nothing in my case file. So dumb. I have everything memorized. Yes, my prosecutor's badge. My mentor said it was more chic to keep it in my pocket. Okay. Oh, Manfred von Karma is pretty old. Yeah, he's really old. By the time like Phoenix Wright faced him. Damn. He's already 60 years old entering here. 35 years. Bern Faraday is 40 years old. Alright. Whoa. Then explain the case to me. I want to see if you really know what you are talking about. Understood. But I have everything memorized. What he actually meant. I memorized nothing. A murder was committed on September 8th in front of Cordopian? Is this a pun or something? Cordopian Embassy. Victim, Mr. this is not subtle at all. Mr. Dademan was a staff member at the embassy. The defendant in this case, Mr. Mackerel, was held for the questioning the night of the incident as he was deemed suspicious. What an insulting name. He was quickly placed under arrest for possession of a murder weapon, a gun. Furthermore, at the time of the murder, the great thief Yatagarasu had successfully infiltrated Cordopian Embassy as well. First, Raul claimed that he himself was the Yatagarasu, but that he did not kill Dateman. I wonder what he expected to gain from such a desperate lie. It's possible that he wants to go down while in the spotlight if he is found guilty. There truly is no limit to people's inanity. But I digress. Continue, Edgeworth. Yes, sir. During the trial, the prosecution presented security footage that's captured the murder. The footage clearly showed Mr. Rell as the murderer. The act of Mr. Rell firing the gun could be clearly seen from visitors' gallery. Upon seeing that, the defendant retracted his statement and admitted to murder. I did it because I was told to. The real Yatagarasu burned Faraday. That sounds about right. However, you've forgotten one thing. While this may appear to simply be the murder of a Kodopian embassy staff member, people are actually referring to it as the second KG-8 incident. The second KG-8 incident? I'm very sorry, sir. I fear I failed to study hard enough. Well, even among the police, it's information that only a few select are privy to. Could you please enlighten me, sir? Sir, what do you mean by the second KG-8 incident? In order for me to tell you that, you must first learn about the original case. Take a look at these documents. This is a 3-year-old newspaper. You have heard of the Amano Group scandal before, correct? Oh. What's in this? Kodopian embassy staff member Manny Kochan found not guilty. The victim is CCU? What? CU, I guess, maybe. A shadow over the Amano Group. What's its relation to the smuggling ring? Manny Kochan. Alright. Yes, I have. The secretary of Ernest Amano, the Amano's group's director, was arrested under suspicion of smuggling. Correct. CU was an employee of the Amano Group and the sole witness to the smuggling operation. It was she who brought the crime to light. However, Miss Yu was silenced before she could testify in court. Wasn't a Kodopian embassy staff member arrested for the murder? Yes, a Kodopian by the name of Manny Kochan was the suspect. However, due to the lack of evidence, the case went unresolved. Lack of evidence? If only I was in charge of the case, I would forge the evidence instead. I would have done everything in my power to prove his guilt. To make sure that all criminals are found guilty, my mentor really is dedicated. Faraday was the prosecutor on the case then, and he was as pathetic as ever. Mr. Faraday was in charge of KG-8 incident as well. That's right. And now, once again, the victim of the case you are currently assigned to. Someone who was scheduled to testify against that smuggling organization. And just like that, and just like last time, the victim was murdered right before he was testifying. You're catching on. The victim was murdered just before his day in court against the smuggling organization. Events are occurring almost exactly the same way as they did in the KG-8 incident. So that's why it is being called the second KG-8 incident. Yes. Yet there is one difference between the two incidents. What would that be? The so-called noble thief that is sending everyone into an uproar. The great thief, Yatagarasu. Yatagarasu? I better find out more. Damn, I'm just gonna be talking to him, I guess. If it is true that the Yatagarasu showed up at the Kodopian embassy, what could be What could he or she have been after? No doubt to steal any suspicious accounting records and release them to public. Or more likely, to steal secrets from the Kodopian embassy itself. Since the item that the Yatagarasu stole from there was sent to the police. What was it that the Yatagarasu sent to the police? I don't know the details. Anything related to the Yatagarasu is getting the top secret treatment. Still, I find it very ironic. By returning the stolen item to the police, it was proof positive that the Yatagarasu had infiltrated the embassy on the same day the staff member was killed. Criminals have a way of incriminating themselves, wouldn't you say? That would have to be the first time the Yatagarasu has left evidence behind, correct? Yes, indeed. If you wish to learn more about the Yatagarasu, then I suggest you ask Faraday. Mr. Faraday? He happens to be the prosecutor in charge of the Yatagarasu case as well. He's the prosecutor in charge of both the KG-8 incident and the Yatagarasu case. Mr. Faraday really has a lot on his plate. Ah, it's Kit. What's her name again? Key Faraday, right? Kay Faraday. What is it, little girl?
You're scary, mister.
Did you need something?
I want to trade these coins with you.
A fistful of dimes, quarters, and pennies. It looks like you've exactly $1. Is this what you want?
Thanks. That's exactly what I needed.
I can't do Kid's voice. That child be we're here to watch the trial. How disrespectful. For a child like that to be running around inside the courtroom. The courthouse. Does no one have a respect for this country's judicial system anymore? God damn it.
The paperwork for the prosecutor's substitution is complete.
Why, do you even know how much time there is left before the trial resumes? Pretty sure Manfred just felt insulted because he called him scary.
I'm sorry.
I can have you mopping up this courthouse instead of protecting it in that instant.
Oh.
Don't bother, sir. Not being completely prepared could prove to be a perfect handicap for me. A proud one you are. they're both doing the finger. You had better collect the evidence from Faraday and prepare yourself. It's time for your debut, Edgeworth. Hey, it's my VTuber debut. September 10th, 4 p.m. District Court, Courtroom number 3. Debut? Wait, so Case vs. Meow was not his first? Apparently not. Who is the defendant? Also, why are we standing on the left side? Just what is going on? Why isn't Faraday here yet? How is it possible that the defense is not prepared yet either? Bailiff, where is Mr. Faraday?
I'm not sure. I wasn't really paying attention.
Okay. It's Judge. He has legs. Oh no, how do I do a Judge's voice? It's been so long. Judge voice, okay. Oh, you must be the one Mr. Von Karma recommended. I hear this will be your first trial. I look forward to seeing how you perform. Judging this perspective. Barely seen. Oh, by the way, was there someone celebrating a birthday during the recess? I could have sworn that I heard a popper going off. Come to think of it, the other day with my grandson. Sir, it looks like the trial is about to resume. However... Yes, it will all be but impossible to prove the witness a liar. How does bro still look the same after so many years? He's immortal. Without the evidence from Faraday, what is that blasted buffoon up to?
It's an emergency, sirs.
Oh, it says... sorry. It's an emergency, sirs. Silence! There shall be no yelling in the sacred hall of law. Oh man, my voice is all over the place. Bailiff, remove that man from this courtroom at once. Please, wait, you have to listen to me. It's an emergency. Defendant lobby number 2, Mr. Faraday and the defendant, the two of them, they're both dead. What? What? Man, no, don't make me do so many voices at the same time. Okay. Young judges? Oh no, what I saw. Stay back. Oh no. How do I do this cool looking old man's voice? Ugh. No one's allowed on a crime scene. Period. Who does this oddball think he is? This is becoming quite a hotspot. She has the balancing thing on her as her earrings. The scale, sorry, the justice scale, I guess. Isn't she Mr. Rell's defense attorney? Hey, you, no wait, who's that? Yeah, oh yeah, it's Gumshoe. Hey you, no running in the hallway, pal. And who are you to tell me what to do? I'll never find out what's going on like this. It's time for some civil discourse. Oh, okay. First, let me look at these ants. They are very interesting. This sofa looks like it's seen its fair share of use. Looks like another part of the courthouse is visible from the window. Eck! My eyes have locked with my reflection's eyes in the barred window. As a student of law and karma, I refuse to back down. Okay, I won. that's so silly. I love it. What are you on about? All right, let's look at the look at this. Young Judges for Justice. A poster of the judge. And there's a longer slogan of some sort on it in tiny letters at the bottom. Every strike of my gavel brings the truth closer to me, and my hair farther away. What the hell? Is this a promotional poster for the court on a hair growth product? He's not young though. A fire extinguisher. If one were to be hit in the head with this, I suppose the victim would lose a memory or two. But it's not as though I'd ever be so foolish as to be struck by one of this. Oh no, somewhere in the distant future, Phoenix Wright sneezes. Reference to Phoenix, yeah. First, I need to get a handle on the situation. Perhaps I should talk to some people. Defendant lobby number 1 is true here. The incident took place in lobby number 2 next door. I shouldn't allow myself to be sidetracked like this. Better get a move on. Maybe I should drink something. A drink vending machine. Eck! Now is not the time to be pondering what kind of drink I want. What about food? Interesting. They're selling special court-themed food products here. Many of them seem sort of troublesome and suspicious. Objection, I suppose. Are they really courtroom theme, courthouse theme? They all just are named the same. Anyways, I guess we'll talk to Gumshoe. And you are?
Oh, me. Hey, pal. It's common courtesy to tell someone your name first before asking theirs.
Point taken. My name is Miles Edgeworth. I'm a district prosecutor.
A prosecutor? I've never seen a prosecutor as young as you, pal.
I've told you my name. Now would you mind telling me yours?
Detective Dick Gumshoe. And just recently, I achieved my dream of becoming a detective.
Well, I guess you've been a detective for a long time, Gumshoe. And you never got promoted. Very sad.
Born a dream is what I was born to do. Wait, maybe I should check and make sure I'm not really in some crazy dream first.
This detective is entirely too excited to be at a murder scene. So, Detective Gumshoe, would you mind telling me what you know about the incident?
You know I don't have to tell you anything, right?
I know that, but it would behoove you to fill me in on what you know.
Well, you're a proud one for such a youngster, aren't you? Well, anyway, Detective Bat is the one in charge. So we're just gonna have to ask him for all the details, okay? As for me, I was guarding the door to defend Army number 2.
So you were on guard detail. Did you notice anything strange while you were on duty?
Well, I freaked out when I heard a gunshot, and I kind of froze.
You're a detective, and a measly gunshot scared you that much? And again, I can hardly claim to know what it's like to hear one at close range.
Detective Bat came running to a scene. We went into lobby number 2 together, and both men were like dead.
Is that everything?
Yeah, that's it. I was in the hallway the whole time, but I didn't hear a single peep of a struggle.
Interesting. Other than a gunshot, he didn't hear a single sound of commotion. That was interesting. What about you, lady? Do you have a minute? No, I'm not really into talking to people I don't know, especially at a time like this. I apologize for not introducing myself before bothering you. My name is Miles Edgeworth. I was to take Mr. Faraday's place in court. Edgeworth, huh? Never heard of you. So Faraday's substitute is a newbie, huh? I'll have you know, madam, that I studied under Manfred von Karma. Do not take me for some naive novice. Do not take me for some naive novice. So, you're a student of Von Karma. I should have. Should disclose our debt giveaway. Stop right there. These are the garments of one who gallantly presents the facts. Thanks for the great laugh. But try not to make me laugh so much, okay? I wasn't trying to do anything of the sort. Just kidding. I was just goofing around. By the way, do you know who I am? My name's Callisto Yu. And if you're telling the truth, then we're about to go head-to-head in court. But of course, I've heard much about you, Mr. Yu. Oh, sorry, Miss Yu. But of course, I have heard so much about you. You're a regular Shakespeare. Did I say something funny? Well, you know, people don't talk like that, I guess, Miles. Also, is her name some sort of reference? Lawyer of embassy staff killing their friend and Ralph's battle in court. She's 22 years old. Damn. Yeah, everyone's super young. Callisto you. I don't know what kind of pun that would be. I'd like you to update me on the situation. I don't really know anything. Why don't you try talking to those detectives over there? If that's the case, then why are you here? Ugh, what's so funny? It's just that the way you speak is so tactless. The person I was going against in court until only a little while ago was just murdered. It's not like I could go back into the courtroom pretending that as though nothing happened. That's a good point. I apologize for asking such an insensitive question. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Okay. I guess we'll talk to the detective. Excuse me, but who are you? Detective Tyrell Bad. Homicide. Tyrell Bad? Terrible. I guess that's his pun. Terrible, but bad instead. I was informed of the situation and came as quickly as possible. So how did you arrive and inspect the body before me? Faraday requested for me to testify in the trial. Plain and simple. Mr. Faraday requested that you be here. I've already contacted HQ about the situation. I've got nothing to say to you, kid. Kid? I'm Mr. Faraday's substitute in today's trial. Therefore, I insist that you update me on this situation. Can't back down here. I have a right to know. Do I need to teach you a thing or two about how to talk to adults, kid? Is he threatening me? Is he going for his gun? It's just a mirror. How dare you trick me like that? Faraday was stabbed to death with some kind of blade, and had a gun in his hand. The other man, Mr. Mackrell, was shot and killed. He was found holding a bloody knife in his hand. Was there anyone else who went into defendant lobby number 2? Yeah, that big lug over there. His name's Gumshoe. Okay. He was in charge of guarding the place, claiming that no one else entered the room. If that's the case, then they must have killed each other, correct? Maybe. Such impudence. This guy's really testing my patience. Why was I not informed that you were going to testify in court? Homicides aren't my only gig. The Yatagarasu case is also one of my assignments. So you were called upon to comment on the Yatagarasu's characteristics in order to assess if Mr. Faraday really was the Yatagarasu or not. Well, looks like you just might have a brain after all in that head of yours, son. Son? I'm not your son, Pops. Okay. Mr. Yu, there is someone here who wishes to see you. Who is it? A Kodobian embassy staff member by the name of Manny Kojin. What? What? Sorry. What's going on? Detective Bad and Miss Yu's moods just changed all of a sudden. Wait a second. Wasn't Manny Kojin... I'll be right there. It is nice to meet. Sorry, what sort of foreign accent can I do? It's nice to see you again, Miss Yo. Sorry, it's every accent I'm gonna do. It's kind of sound Italian. No. Why are you here? I've no desire to ever see you again. No. Actually, would you mind stepping outside for a brief chat? Sorry, that's not even a good voice for him. It doesn't look like that. It doesn't. His face doesn't look like that voice. Damn. Anyhow, I guess maybe I don't have to voice him too much.
Bad. Von Karma, it's been a long time. I knew you would show up. You usually do when the Yatagarasu is involved, and I see this case is no exception.
Do you know Detective Bat, sir?
Yes, he's like an old bloodhound that never leaves the scene of a crime. If only he would get a promotion and move on.
It's the crime scene where detectives most useful and effective.
It's not like I don't know that. Moving on though, Bad. The man that I just passed by. Was he not a suspect from the KG-8 incident?
So I was right.
Just what is that man doing, wandering around here? That Faraday, I can't believe he let such an easy catch get away. Imbecile. I would have proved his guilt in 3 minutes.
Von Karma, I think I've said enough for now. It's bad, poor taste to speak like that about the departed.
Very well. Back on topic. I'm placing Edgeworth in charge of our investigation here.
Objection!
Hey, it's Francisca. Papa, how can you place him in charge? Francisca, what are you doing here? I'm here for summer vacation. What else? I don't know why. I don't give Von Karma a German accent, but I give Francisca one. Francisca Von Karma. She is here on vacation from Germany. She is the daughter of Manfred Von Karma and a student of his, who's also junior to me. You're the one who's junior to me, and don't you forget it. You're not conveniently avoiding the bar examination, are you? Huh. If you were able to pass, then I'll have absolutely no trouble at all. I'll never allow myself to lose to you. Never. Why does she always have to be this competitive? Anyway, Papa, are you really assigning Miles Edgeworth to cover the case?
Yes, I am. Why do you ask?
Well, you know, I'm close to becoming a prosecutor myself. I am 100% confident that I can do a better job than him. It's just like Francisca. She has no problem bad-mouthing someone right in front of them.
Bad. Yeah. This too will be conducting the investigation.
What?
You want me to let both of these kids loose on the crime scene? Huh. This is a perfect opportunity for them to work on their prosecutorial skills. Crime scene's not a place for children to be messing around in. I'm the one with the authority over this crime scene, Bad, and I will not tolerate complaining. Edgeworth, Francisca, I leave this case to the 2 of you.
Understood, sir. Yes, Papa.
I'll go take care of the paperwork now. Remember, I'll accept nothing but a perfect report from the both of you. Do not disappoint me.
Hold up, Von Karma. I still haven't agreed to this. Miles Edgeworth. It's been quite some time, Francisca. This will be the perfect chance for us to see which of us is truly worthy of the Von Karma name. Would it kill you to at least say hello? Long time no see. Francisca, the Tsundere. Very good. Just because you became a prosecutor first doesn't mean you can act all proud. She hasn't changed a bit. Miles Edgeworth, as I was saying, we shall see which one of us is worthy of the Von Karma name.
For crying out loud, I've been reduced to a babysitter.
It looks like Mr. Von Karma was successful in convincing the detective. It's just like him. He never fails. Now, I'd appreciate if you could quickly run me through the facts, Detective Bad.
Better off just checking out things on your own.
Very well. Seems like getting help from Detective Bad will be a most arduous task. Oh man. I was not ready for that. All of a couple of corpses on there. Anyways, 7:10, 4:15 p.m. District Court, Defendant Number 2, Family of Sonaris. Oh yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Yeah, it's the only real explanation they can. It's the only real explanation that they killed each other simultaneously. Miles Edgeworth, you should listen to someone until they are finished talking. What are you talking about? I'll only say it one more time. This is a competition to see who is truly worthy of the Von Karma name. Competition. The person that figures out the truth first wins. So the person who doesn't discover the truth is in dishonor to the name. Exactly. I don't care that you became a prosecutor before me. I simply refuse to hear any more foolish things come from your foolish mouth. Sorry. Fine. Whatever makes you happy. Can I take that you as accepting my challenge? Once again, whatever makes you happy. Well then, let's begin the investigation, shall we? I'm going to find the perfect evidence and prettily present it like the professional I am. Competing to discover the truth behind a crime. How delightfully childish. I'm on. I'm in.
You kids.
Alright, sorry.
You kids, over there, hold it.
Kid? Serves you right, Miles. He just called you a kid.
I said kids, kid.
How dare you call me a kid as well?
I'll do what I please, and I won't allow you to cause a ruckus on my crime scene. Hey, big guy, you're going to watch over this too. Yes, sir. Detective Bad, sir. Now, do what I say from now on, kids, okay?
You better not get in our way, Scruffy. You'll feel the bite of my whip if you do.
Eek! You prosecutor boy. Let's get your investigation started already, alright?
Great. Now even that detective is treating me like a child.
Alright, it's time to get investigating. Get a move on, prosecutor boy.
My name is Miles Edgeworth. And if you were to call me prosecutor boy one more time, it will be my duty as a prosecutor to look into your monthly salary. Oh man, the first threat he makes is about his monthly salary. Oh man.
What will you do with my salary after you saw how much it was?
It's up to you now, isn't it?
Really? Sounds good, pal.
He's so naive. Oh man, I can't believe they'd be like this is their first meeting. Yeah, it's so very funny. Detective Bad, may I have a word with you?
What is it?
It appears that both a knife and a gun was used as murder weapons.
Yeah, it does.
That leads us to our first question of the investigation. Where did the man acquire the weapons?
The gun was inside Mr. Faraday's bag. It was a piece of evidence that was presented in the trial earlier today. It was used to kill the Codopian embassy staff member. But I never heard anything about the knife. Mr. Rao was being held by the police. There's no way he could have brought it in. Which means it's possible that Faraday had the knife on him from the start as well.
Could it have been a piece of evidence that had yet to be presented? But then why doesn't Detective Bat know about it? Wait, what if... Oh, it's possible that Mr. Faraday brought the knife in under the guise of prosecutorial evidence. He could have then brought it out and attacked Mr. Rao with it.
Huh. Maybe you've got a brain there after all, kid.
Is it going to treat me like a child forever?
It looks like Mr. Faraday attacked Mr. Rao first, who then counterattacked. That's the only logical conclusion you can draw from a scene like this.
Not yet. I feel that it's much too early to be drawing conclusions already. I must first find conclusive evidence so as to protect the honor of the Von Karma name. Alright, actually I want to know how old is the judge? Question mark, question mark. Question mark, question mark for K. Dateman is 52 years old. Mackerel is 32 years old. Takarusu unknown. Dick Gumshoe is 26 years old. Damn. He aged very very badly. 53 years old. Tyrell Bayard. Eagle Eye Homicide Detective. Manny Cochin. 24 years old? This guy is 24 years old? Oh man. Western people just like age rapidly for some reason after they are like in their 20s. 13 years old. Francisca, you're very young and you're already trying to pass the bar. Damn. Doesn't even have to like go through high school. Anyhow, window. The window is open and there's a fresh flowery scent in the air.
Oh, the flowers in the garden down there are so gross and ghastly.
Do you think maybe you could try offering something useful or change?
Well, at least there's no way someone escaped through this window, pal. It would wake up the smell of flowers off a fall from the third floor.
Are you willfully ignoring the fact there are also iron bars on windows? Okay.
Yeah, I guess that's that too. Either way, no one could get through these windows, right?
They thought of everything when they were designing this courthouse. Very nice. I don't think... I guess there might be a room for like, you know, people who are locked up, who are like not locked up, who are accused of criminal offenses, put them in a courthouse, but I don't think it's like this at all. At least I don't think it's necessary for windows to be barred like that. I don't know, never really been into one. Anyways, how about you? Do you have anything more to say to me? Detective Bad, do you have any thoughts on the case?
Faraday and Rao, it looks like they killed each other to me. Although, there are a few things that just don't seem right.
What would that be?
Why don't you try thinking on your own first before you bother me, boy?
Oh, now I've been downgraded to just boy? Damn. What about this bag here?
There's some stuff in the bag, pal.
I suppose this was Mr. Faraday's bag. Probably the trial evidence I was supposed to collect from him.
This is the evidence. Oh, I better not touch it. I'll leave print on it.
Do you just not pay attention to anything you do? Plastic bags. There are some plastic bags stacked up on that table. There's a tea set too. There doesn't seem to be any sign of a disturbance.
The table's all neat and tidy. Maybe they were super quiet in their scuffle. Overall, I didn't hear anything from out in the hallway, you know.
Maybe the plastic bags scattered on the floor are throwing us off. Plastic bags on the floor? Why are there plastic bags scattered all around?
Those bags are for keeping evidence safe, pal.
I know that much, detective.
You sure are good at this stuff, aren't you, pal?
Normally, I'd be happy when someone compliments me, when it's this guy. Anyway, could these plastic bags be evidence of a fight between the two men? Maybe, maybe not. It looks like Mr. Faraday fell on top of Mr. Rell. At first glance, it seems like they must have killed each other. However,
using logic, the only logical conclusion is... Oh, ho, ho.
What was that outburst for?
My detective's instinct just hit me real hard. It was Mr. Rell that fell first, see?
You don't need a detective's instinct for that. It's common sense. But I suppose we won't know much more than that until after I examine the bodies. Okay. A weapon.
Looks like Mr. Rell died with the knife in his head.
There's some blood stuck on it.
He must use this as a weapon. Yep, no doubt about it.
Was Mr. Faraday carrying this on his personage? Did he bring this as a piece of evidence for the trial? Or did he bring it with a very different intention in mind? I suppose I should jot some notes down about it. And the bloody bag. Why are there plastic bags scattered all around?
Those bags are for keeping evidence safe, pal.
Oh wait, this is the same thing. Okay. That's the same thing. And the gun.
Looks like Mr. Faraday died while holding the gun in his right hand.
So, he shot Mr. Rell and then fell on top of him, while still gripping onto the gun.
I guess it does seem kind of strange, huh? I mean, why would Mr. Faraday know how to fire a gun?
It's not exactly rocket science. Even I know how to pull a trigger. Although I doubt I'll ever need to use one. Think you had used one in your own case.
I hope I never have to fire a gun either, pal. It sure does look cool to hold a gun in your hands.
It appears that the police screening procedures need thorough review. Anyway, I should jot down some notes about the handgun in Mr. Faraday's hand. Okay. Found in his hand. Can I examine the knife? No. Can I examine the gun? No. Was it in the hallway? Other than that gunshot, didn't hear a single struggle. Didn't hear a sign of struggle.
Oh. Okay.
So there's nothing else, maybe? Except for talking to Franziska. Ah, I see. I see. Did you figure out something out? This is competition, Miles, and as such, I'd appreciate it if you didn't talk to me. As you wish. Okay. Oh, shit's useless. Neat and tidy. Table. Plastic bags used to store evidence are strewn over the floor. With this and this connect to each other. Choing. There is a very tidy pile of plastic bags on the table, and yet a portion of them would wound up scattered on the floor as well. It's not likely that the ones on the floor were knocked over during a struggle, in which case, might there not be another explanation as to how they got there?
Another reason?
I believe it's possible that the blood on the outside of the bag is related somehow.
Please get that blood away from me, pal.
Detective Gumshoe, Whose blood is on this bag?
Hold on. Let me ask the lab guy.
Alright, please hurry. Where's the lab guy?
Wait till you get a load of this, pal. It's Mr. Faraday's. Oh, and the technician said they didn't find anything else in the bag either.
It would appear that this bag is a very important piece of evidence.
Okay, if you say so, I'll leave it in your hands, pal.
Okay. Totally, detective is just not doing any detective work. Anyways. So anything else? What's this? Can still inspect you all. It's a Faraday. How ironic it is for him to lose his life in a courtroom.
Yeah, why do it have to be like this? I don't know what to say. I can't believe this happened while I was on my watch, pal.
Rather than beating yourself up, you should spend your time continuing the investigation. Didn't you become a detective in order to solve crime?
Yeah.
Then get back to work. Find out the cause of this murder.
Right, I'm on it, pal.
Okay. Getting ordered by someone who just became a prosecutor. First, he killed a Kodopian embassy staff member. Then, he was murdered himself. This guy wasn't exactly an...
This guy wasn't exactly an angel, you know.
Oh, what makes you say that?
Well, he's been hauled into the precinct several times for theft of assault, pal. So yeah, he's definitely the type to have committed a murder or two.
Well, he did admit to killing Mr. Dietman.
Hey, good point, pal. I knew my detective's intuition was telling me something.
Detective's intuition?
Yep, you know about it. It's a special feeling that all detectives...
We don't have time for this conversation right now. Let's return to the investigation. Okay. I guess that's everything. Just making sure I've looked into everything. This plant seems suspicious. This decorative plant's foliage is quite nice. It's actually soothing to be around it. Okay. Perhaps I should purchase one for my room. I guess he does have one in his room. It looks like this sofa is ready to be disposed of.
It's so soft, I could sleep for all 25 hours of the day on this day.
Okay. If only I could dispose of him. Okay. Something else I have not explored, right? TV?
Whoa!
What is it, Detective Gumshoe?
My TV at home is so tiny compared to this one, pal.
Then perhaps you should purchase a more normal-sized television like this one.
Oh, let me see here. Whoa! This thing is huge!
Okay.
Whoa! Way too noisy.
You're the noisy one, Scruffy.
Don't touch it. You'll get us fingerprints all over it. But I did touch it. Preservation of the crime scene is the foundation of detective work.
The foundation, huh? Sounds like something the rookie here needs to show up on. I continue to investigate it. The TV has been left on.
Why are you looking at me like that? It wasn't me. I didn't touch anything.
Gumshoe, you do know what will happen if you touch something again, right?
I won't touch anything. I won't even go anywhere near a TV, sir. You, get back to your investigation, alright?
I was planning to do so anyway. Okay. Can I go out? I can't. So I'm missing something because I don't have enough things to piece together. Is I have something I missed? Oh, the hand here. I didn't notice.
His hand is all black down there, see? I wonder what it could be.
If you look closely, This blotching pattern resembles an ink stain. Why is there ink stain?
Ink stain?
Yes, I usually get ink on my own hand when I use my feather pen.
A feather pen? Never seen one before. Sure you are just making it up, pal?
I'm done with my investigation. Mr. Rell's cause of death was from being shot, correct?
That's what we think, but it's hard to tell with him lying face down.
Death is bad enough, but it's truly lamentable that someone would try to hide the truth.
Are you sure he will try to hide something?
I can't confirm Mr. Rell's cause of death with his body positioned like that. Detective Bad, I'd like to examine the bodies in further detail, if possible. What's this? You're not able to form a theory for them the way they are? I believe an examination of the bodies is vital to finding perfect evidence, don't you? I suppose you do have a point. Well, hurry up and get on with it.
Labby.
Yes, sir. We've taken enough photos of the scene, sir.
And there you have it.
Okay. Do you not approve?
Of course not.
What?
Investigation of a crime scene is the work of a detective, so don't touch a thing. Hey, big fella, turn over the bodies for me, will ya? Okay. Please forgive me, Mr. Faraday, sir. Shoe. Do not get emotionally involved. Remember, you're a detective. Yes, sir. Understood, sir.
Is that a gunshot? There is a gunshot. There's a pen. There is the knife. There's the gunshot wound. There's the knife wound. Pen. Something in his breast pocket. It's a fountain pen. Especially nice nib.
Hey, you know, I always keep a pencil behind my ear. It's because the detective Bad is always telling me, you should always write your name on everything you own.
Yes, somehow. You do strike me as quite a forgetful individual. Okay.
There's a knife wound in his chest here, see?
Also, where's all the blood from that knife wound and also the gun wound? It's pretty clean if you ask me. I wonder if the wound matches the knife Mr. Rell is holding.
Labby.
Yes, sir. Verifying now, sir.
Make it quick.
From the look of things, one could deduce that the knife Mr. Rell is holding is what killed Mr. Faraday. Then the bullet hole, shot in the chest.
It takes some guts to fire a guy in a courthouse. I mean, I've been a detective for a whole week, and I still haven't fired a single round yet.
Damn. Only been a detective for a week. There aren't any burn marks on his clothes. That must mean...
Wait, burn marks?
The round grows very hot as it is discharged from a firearm. Therefore, burn marks are usually left when a shot is fired from point-blank range. Ergo, Mr. Rell must have been shot from at least a yard or two away. Yards. Who uses that system? Oh, I know. I don't know what a yard is, how many meters, or maybe it's less.
You sure to know a bunch of neat stuff for your age, pal.
Apparently, this detective has as much common knowledge as your everyday marsupial. No, man. Comparing Gumshoe to a monkey. Let us now try to understand how the two men died. First, Mr. Faraday took the gun and knife out from today's trial evidence. Then, he aimed the gun at Mr. Rell and fired. However, Mr. Rell managed to grab the knife and counter Mr. Faraday while being shot. Then, the two men fell together where they stood. That is my theory, in any case.
What a crazy way to go.
Still, something about that explanation doesn't seem right. I believe I now have a firmer grasp on what happened here. Can I connect stuff now? Yes, and the ink stain. Mr. Faraday wrote something, but there is no paper anywhere it can be found. A splotch on Mr. Faraday's hand. I wonder if it might be the ink from his fountain pen.
Oh, let's ask the lab guy.
At this rate, the lab guy should have a name. Detective Capsule, I confirm that the substance of Mr. Faraday's hand is the ink from his fountain pen.
I say, good work. Oh, you know, I've always wanted to say that if it was just one time in my life.
If Mr. Faraday wrote with his fountain pen in his left hand, I think it's fair to assume he was left-handed. It appears that Mr. Faraday's pen is very important to our case as well. Bum, bum, bum. So, I see holding a gun on his right hand.
Okay, if you say so, pal. I guess there's not much left to investigate, huh? They really did kill each other.
No, we can't conclude that quite yet. There's still something I find very peculiar here. The theory that they simply killed one another is too simplistic in this case. In fact, there's actually a contradiction that shows there is another possibility.
No way, pal. Really?
I suppose I would just have to show you the contradiction in this crime scene. Ba-ba! It's there. It's very obvious. It's the thing about the left hand. Now we come face to face with the contradiction I spoke of, and it is this. Mr. Faraday used his left hand to write with his fountain pen. Ergo, he is left-handed, and yet the handgun is in his right hand. Don't you find it odd that left-handed Mr. Faraday wouldn't hold the gun in his right hand? Left hand, right hand, right hand, left hand? Ladies and gentlemen, it's a contradiction, the great contradiction haunting this crime scene.
Hey, you're right, pal. That does seem kinda strange. But how could something like that happen?
The facts add up to one conclusion, and one alone. Someone else put a gun in Mr. Faraday's hand after he died.
Someone else?
Plastic bags scattered on the floor, and a gun in the wrong hand. It sends the presence of a shadowy figure behind this case. A person of vile intent, who is serious about keeping the truth from us. Da-da-da. Let's record even lobby number 2. Here's the autopsy report. It is probable that Mr. Frell survived for a short time after he was shot. However, Mr. Faraday died instantaneously from his stabbing. Interesting. Mr. Faraday died instantly from the shot. Where is it? Oh, it's pertaining. Simply after gunshot was heard, Faraday died of a knife stab to the chest. The shock from stabbing caused instantaneous death. Faraday died instantly, so there could be even less chance of him shooting the gun. Well, died of a bullet wound to the chest. Well, no, I'm dumb. Of course, he shot first, not he got stabbed first. There's no gunpowder, if we were to believe that's how the event is played through, I guess. There's no gunpowder burn on his clothes, suggesting he was shot from a few yards away. It's possible he was alive for a little while after being shot. Are you sure we'd know everything? Of course. The incident began with Mr. Faraday attempting to get his revenge. The prosecutor fanned into a rage from being accused and tried to kill the defendant. The defendant fought back and they ended up killing each other. It's all very clear and simple. There's absolutely no margin for doubt. Do you really believe that to be the truth? Ha! Are you saying that just because I figure out the truth before you, that you don't want to believe it's true? Nah. It's alright. If you disagree with my dark argument, then prove me wrong. Well, if there are any contradictions to be found, that is. Don't worry, I will. We really need to find a kid. Oh man, this is necessary. Mr. Faraday's death was instantaneous, while Mr. Rell survived for a short time. From this, it is obvious that Mr. Faraday died after he shot Mr. Rell. And Mr. Rell, while on the brink of death, stole Mr. Faraday's knife and stabbed him. Those are the facts of this case. Mr. Faraday's death was instantaneous, therefore he must have attacked first. Proving that logic to be false is probably the fastest way to show her that she's wrong. In that case, I should first look for any holes in her theory. Bam. Short term. I have to press, I think, or something. Press 1 with statements. Mr. Faraday shot Mr. Rell before he died. Do you have any basis for that statement? Your foolishness has no end, does it? Now I hate to repeat myself, however. Mr. Faraday died instantaneously. It's all the basis I need. Alright, so if Mr. Faraday died instantaneously, then he must have attacked Mr. Rell before being stabbed. You're finally beginning to catch on, I see. Okay. Stole Mr. Faraday's knife and stabbed him. So, you believe that the dying Mr. Rell stole the knife from Mr. Faraday. Mr. Rell became desperate as he did not want to die. Human beings can do amazing things when they are put to test. So, the two men struggled. In the end, Mr. Rell was able to grab the knife and stab Mr. Faraday. The messy condition of this room is a testament to their struggle. Yes, my logic is perfectly sound. Can you really say that it's perfect? What are you insinuating? Nothing? Nothing. However, I can't let what you say slide by without further inquiry. One must be clear and precise, so if you could append that statement to your testimony. Fine. They struggled, and Mr. Rell used the last of his strength to counterattack Mr. Faraday. We have to press this, I guess, and we have to reject this statement because there was no struggle, perhaps? Didn't hear sign of struggle. If the two men was fighting, the struggle would surely cause quite a bit of noise. However, Detective Gumshoe just testified that he heard absolutely nothing. You place too much faith in that detective's testimony, you know? Well, you have a point there, but for the sake of argument, let's say there wasn't a fight. How did Mr. Rell get his hands on the knife? Mr. Faraday's bag was sitting right here in lobby number 2. It is not hard to imagine that perhaps Mr. Rell saw a chance and took it out at some point. So, what you're saying is this. Mr. Rell took a chance when he saw the opportunity and took the knife from the bag. And then Mr. Faraday shot Mr. Rell after being stabbed? Isn't there something strange in Francisca's statement just now? Oh wait, it does all add up. So then, there's no problem, right? No. Miles Edgeworth? Yes. Taking random shots in the dark is unbecoming of a disciple of Von Karma. I accidentally pressed the button, I didn't mean to do that. Now, take a step back and think for a change. Yeah. Okay. Once again in my head, okay. Took a chance when I took the knife from the bag. Shot Mr. after being stabbed. There's something wrong with that theory. If you have nothing to say, there's... Wait, as I suspected, something doesn't add up. Oh? It's simply not possible for Mr. Faraday to have shot Mr. after being stabbed. because of this. According to the coroner's report, Mr. Faraday died instantaneously, meaning that he died immediately upon being stabbed by the knife. Ergo, he could not possibly have fired a gun after that. Ooh, you got me. But of course. Well then, if the report is correct, there's only one correct explanation. If we suppose that Mr. Rao attacked first, then Mr. Faraday, who died instantaneously, would have been unable to kill Mr. Rao. Therefore, Mr. Rao must have stabbed Mr. Faraday after he was shot, and they both died. That is the only explanation that makes logical sense. Negating your opponent's ideas in order to prove your own theory. I see you've been studying, Francisca. I just wanted to explain it to you as simply as possible, before you foolishly propose a foolish theory that only a foolish fool like you could. How naive of you to believe that only your opinions are valid, and still expect to discover the truth that the crime scene offers you. Francisca, you've still got a ways to go. What are you talking about? Are you saying there's a flaw in my logic? Mr. Faraday died instantly, and the fact that he did is what gives rise to the contradiction in this scene. The contradiction here is in this crime scene is the order the bodies fell. Right? Evidence backs location. The order. I feel like it's the air. So let me look at this. Damn, they say a bunch of stuff that's not relevant. If we suppose that Mr. Rao attacked first, then Mr. Faraday, who died instantly, would have been able to kill Mr. Rao. Therefore, Mr. Rao must have stabbed Mr. Faraday after he was shot, then they both died. That's the only thing that makes sense. They both died. The order of the body fell seems to make sense, but the evidence of the bag's location kinda doesn't make sense. Because it's on the side of Mr. Faraday's body. The evidence bag is too far away from the bodies. If the bag that held the weapons was this far from their victims. Guysy! Give me a moment. Oh boy. Yeah, the psychic thing is bonked. Don't know why it doesn't do anything. Also, not just that, my sound alerts are not doing anything. Why? Dum 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 dum. Oh, my streamer bot is also crashed. That's when I did that. No, it's not okay. I have to do this thing. I have to fix this, even though I'm on live now. Well, I have to do it. Because I keep forgetting, actually. That's the reason. But I hope your stream was good. You're playing Repo, I believe, right? The Lethal Company like game that you talked about last time. Hope you had fun. You were playing World of Warcraft, maybe. I don't know. I got mixed up. But I'm happy that you have been streaming quite a bit recently. Okay, I did that. Repo, yeah, Repo. It's content goldmine. I would guess so. It seems like a pretty funny game. I've seen clips of it. Chonk. Does this work? Why you no work, man? Why you never work, man? I think it's because I don't have the thing here. Let me see if I can copy paste the thing. Chunk. Do it. I do it. No? Yes? God damn it. Refresh. Work. Work it. Work it. Work, 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 work. Well, you know what? Is the oh, what? No, 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 no. This can't be. It can't be right. It be this. Not that this. It's the same URL. Why do you not do anything? It's not the command. That is the command, bro. Okay, it works. It finally works.
No. Here, wait, hold on. I'll stop. Back up.
Oh
Back
no,
way
there's
up.
two of them.
Fuck.
Oh, same one. Is it the same one? I probably should like do some settings so that it doesn't do the same one over and over again. Random. Let's do a random. Let's do that. Then do that. Then do that. Will it work? Actually, where is that? It's over here. Okay. Is it just taking a lot of time for some reason? Oh, I think I know why it doesn't work. It's because I'm doing the source clone thing, and because of that, it just doesn't trigger when it does that. I have to make a copy of it, or at least, yeah, a different thing. I'm gonna do that actually. So, I'm sorry anyone that's watching this on VOD, but I have to do this because I keep forgetting about it. Keep forgetting and not do it. I can do it. I have to do it so that people will be acknowledged when they come here, not that I'm ignoring them or anything. Okay, it should work. It should work. Okay, it works. Oh no. Why cringe? That's probably a very old clip. It's like, right? There's a sound very different from back then as well. Anyways, thank you for the raid. There's no sound? What? No sound? There should be a sound. Oh, okay. There should be a sound now. No sound. This is the sound now. I'm sorry. A lot of scuff stuff. But it should work. Come on, work. The website is not like fully functional. It's just like I have to like beat it up, kick the source over again and again. It's ass. Okay. Hey, I think this is even older. Yeah, you hear it now. Now I don't hear it.
You bitch!
Okay, now I hear it. I have to reduce the volume though. It goes on the red. Anyways, yay! I got it to work. Hopefully it will work forever. Alright. Anyways, thank you for the raid. And yeah, if you need to rest and all that, please do so. It's probably very late. Due to the daylight savings and all that stuff, you know, usually it will be earlier, now it's later. But for you, I guess, for me it's still the same. Everywhere else in the world it stays the same, but not America for some reason. Anyways, yeah, I'll be going back to this one now. Oh man, going back to the Ace Attorney. Alright, let's do this. If the bag that held the weapons was this far from the victims, and neither of the two men could have taken one without the other noticing. Heh, weren't you the one who just said, perhaps Mr. Rao saw a chance and took it out at some point? Now take some responsibility for your own claims. Maybe I should have given a more detailed explanation. I do think this over one more time. Faraday died instantly. And the fact that he did is what gives rise to the contradiction in this case. The contradiction here in this crime scene is the order the bodies fell. Let me get this straight. What you're arguing is this. Mr. Faraday took the gun from his evidence bag and shot Mr. Rell. Then the wounded Mr. Rell found an opportunity to take the knife and strike back. Upon being stabbed, Mr. Faraday died on the spot, and Mr. Rell died thereafter. If that's the case, then how do you explain this? Take a good look at the order in which their bodies are piled. No! Mr. Faraday's body is lying on top of Mr. Rell's. Therefore, Mr. Rell must have died before Mr. Faraday. Impossible! Yep. Yes, I agree that it seems strange no matter what angle you approach it from. Which means that the real mystery behind this crime scene that must have... No, not so fast, Miles Edgeworth. What now? I simply think that you ought to think a bit more outside the box. And that it's even clearer now that the incident started with Mr. Faraday's murderous intent. She sure bounced back quickly. An explanation won't be enough this time. It's going to take some very decisive evidence to prove her wrong. What happened part 2? First, just as the chance Mr. Faraday's body fell on top of Mr. Fell's, the two bodies fell into a pile, which indicates that they attacked each other at the same time. It really doesn't matter in the slightest that they fell in the opposite order. Okay. I just know that Miss Francisca's explanation isn't absolutely correct. All I have to do is find a hole in her logic. Once I do, I can then present her with the evidence that proves the contradiction. What happened, part 2? It's just chance. Okay. Into a pile. Sure. Okay. They attack each other at the same time. Can't be. It can't be at the same time. Because of this evidence. Right? I'm gonna just press this, just in case they're like, no, you have to be clear with this. What do you mean by they attack each other at the same time? I assume Mr. Faraday had 2 different weapons in his hands. He made to attack Mr. Rell while holding both the knife and revolver. And then, after Mr. Faraday fired the gun, Mr. Rell grabbed the knife as he was falling and stabbed Mr. Faraday. It's how Mr. Rell would wound up on the bottom with Mr. Faraday on top. Okay. At close range, that is more than possible. Yes, it's possible, but... Well, if you have any other ideas, then show me what you got. Oh, I will. To that extent, I'd like for you to append what you just said to your testimony. I knew it. I had to press. I don't see any point to that, but as you please. Objection. So, you believe they killed each other at close range? Sorry, but that's impossible. But just as it is written in the crime scene notes, the firing of the handgun did not leave a gunpowder burn on Mr. Rell's clothes. Therefore, Mr. Rell and the gun must have been separated by a distance of at least 2 or 3 yards. Yes, this is by far the biggest contradiction. The 2 bodies are piled up on each other, and the gun was fired from a distance, with there being no chance that Mr. Rell moved that far after being shot. It leaves only one possible explanation. What a completely foolish line of foolish thought from a thoroughly foolish fool. If I'm not right, And who was it that made the first move with that intent to kill, huh? The person that attacked first with murderous intent? That would be... Mr. Rel. Mr. Rel, of course. You know, your foolhardy ideas making me feel as just foolish as you. The murder weapons used in this case were taken straight from Mr. Faraday's bag. The fact that Mr. Faraday had items that could be used to kill in his possession is something Mr. Rel wouldn't have known. Really? I feel like... I don't know. Do you have to have knowledge of what actually is it? They have, why can't Mr. Rel just so happen to discover stuff in his bag? She's right, of course. Mr. Rel wouldn't have known what was inside Mr. Faraday's bag. I have to rethink this carefully. Neither man. Here in this room, contradiction appears no matter which man we claim attacked first. Thus, there can only be one explanation. There was a third person here. Da-da-da! It was that third person who killed both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rel, and set their bodies up to make it look like a double murder. The third person is the real culprit. Miles Edgeworth, it's just one thing you're missing. Evidence, correct? Exactly. Everything you've said up until now is nothing but a story played out in your head. However, this is where the real test begins. Can you prove there was a third person involved in this crime? Of course. If a third person was truly here, that would resolve the glaring contradiction. The proof that this has all been a setup, made to look like they killed each other. I'll present it, and lay bare the final piece of puzzle that's not yet in place. What is this piece of evidence that proves there is a third person involved? A piece of evidence that there is a third person involved. Committee, alright, take care. Found in Rel's hand, fountain pen used by the blah blah blah. Is there something special about this fountain pen? It seems Mr. Faraday was in the habit of using very nice fountain pens. That's
the total opposite of me. I don't get these things at all.
Well, I think the pencil behind your ears suits you just fine.
Really? You think so, pal? Man, I knew it was worth something.
It wasn't exactly a compliment, Detective. This looks like a quality nib.
Hey, let me test it out, pal. Ooh, it's really... I got it all in my hand.
Detective Gumshoe, don't ever play with the evidence like that again. Okay. I guess there's nothing about this pen, but interestingly I can examine it like that. Person. I feel like maybe the bag has something. This blood here is from Mr. Faraday, but there are no other clues to be found. Which begs the question. I need to put this bag inside another bag in order to preserve it as evidence. Okay. There's blood outside of the plastic bag. Is this something related to proving that there will be a third person? There is a third person? That the gun proves that there is a third person? Or this thing proves that they're a third person? I don't think so. Or the crime scene. Approximately 4 p.m. Discovered immediately after a gunshot was heard. Faraday died of a knife stab to the chest. The stock from the shock of the stabbing caused incident instead. Well, died of a bullet wound to the chest. There is no gunpowder burn on his clothes, suggesting that he was shot from a few yards away. It's possible he was alive for a little while. Why do I think it's the plastic bag for some reason? They took out the bag and stabbed them? No. I have really bad logic skill over here. There's only 8 to choose from, but I'm like having trouble thinking. Oh, fountain pen used by the left-handed Faraday. Looks like it was a quality name. I think this one, right? If we're to say someone set up both of them, then I mean we have to like say that the gun was not. He didn't use the gun, right?
Take that.
No, apparently not. Okay. Yeah. Okay. No need to, be that. I'm just have to do this now, unfortunately, just to look up the guide. Always have to look up a guide. Okay, the handgun or the plastic bag. Okay, I was right. Presumably for an explanation.
Well, I have no idea how it's related, so could you please explain to me?
Yes, well, let me guess, you can't explain it, can you? No! Ouch. Grah. It appeared I was wrong. There is definitely a contradiction here. Should resolve itself if there was truly a third person here. I just need to go over the evidence and pull out my thoughts once again. It's a plastic bag. The gun in Mr. Faraday's hand and the plastic bag with his blood on it. These two items point to the presence of a third person. How so? Recall Detective Gumshoe's testimony.
I was in the hallway the whole time, but I didn't hear a single people struggle.
If there wasn't struggle in this room, then there shouldn't be any plastic bags on the ground, meaning that someone else must have deliberately scattered them around. I don't know, planting of the gun is also, yeah. Do you not see the possibility in this? Disregarding the gun for the moment. There's a high probability of blood splatter when a knife is used on a person. Yes, that's also what I've been talking about. If the culprit held the knife with a plastic bag around it, they could use the bag to catch any blood splatter from when they withdrew the knife. Then, by spreading a few more plastic bags around, mixing the blood they want in with them, and arranging the room to make it look like there was a struggle between the two, they were able to conceal their presence. Ah. Looks like we still got a long way to go in this investigation. Yes. Objection.
It's the judge! What the heck's up with you, pal?
Mr. Bad, I advise you to place Detective Gumshoe under arrest. What's the meaning of this? Ha! Looks like you're not man enough to discipline your own subordinates. Don't you dare. That detective claims he was there, standing in front of the door the entire time. But I have it on good authority that it was all a giant lie. Miss Yu, I ask that you please explain that last statement. I'll let His Honor explain it himself.
I saw it with my own eyes, I tell you. During the recess, there was a period of time when there was no one in the hallway. What?
See, Mr. Bad? So I ask you, why would a detective who was supposedly doing his job the whole time want to fabricate such a lie? Gumshoe, did you kill Miss Faraday?
No! Of course not, sir.
It would appear that the one who set the whole crime scene up is that detective, which basically renders his testimony a complete lie and wholly invalid. It looks like your perfect logic has come tumbling down, Miles. Nah.
The whole time I didn't hear a single people struggle.
Was that statement really a lie? Detective Gumshoe. Detective Gumshoe, you're now a suspect in the murder of 2 men. Now spit out the truth, or so help me.
I haven't lied to anyone, sir. Honest. I was there. I was in the hallway the whole time.
Detective Bat, I ask that you please do not act without my permission. After all, I am the one that is heading up this investigation, am I not? Don't talk like you know what's going on, boy. All I want is for this investigation to run perfectly. Perfection is the only wish of a disciple of Von Karma, after all. Therefore, before you take Detective Gumshoe into custody, I'd like to set the record straight on something. And what's that? What should I ask Detective Gumshoe about? State of the hallway. Detective Gumshoe, I take it that no one else was in that hallway at any time, correct?
Huh? Of course not, pal.
You're being awfully defensive. Might you be hiding something from me?
Watch your mouth, pal. You can't go around saying stuff like that about me without any evidence.
I suppose you're right. I have no evidence at this point. Miles Edgeworth, how can you be losing a battle with this detective? You're a disgrace. Maybe I should ask about something else. That's not the right answer. Why he was in the hallway? Detective Gumshoe, why were you missing from the hallway for a span of time?
Look, pal, like I said, I was there the whole time, okay?
But there is testimony against you there. Miles Edgeworth, why are you wasting our time with a completely useless question? The only logical reason as to why he was absent is that he was busy committing the crime. Anyone who says otherwise is a fool. Ugh. Okay. Alright, last question, I guess. I suppose the one thing I'd like to clarify is Detective Gumshoe's motive for committing this crime. Motive, huh? Gumshoe, you got a grudge against Faraday or anything?
No, sir, not me. Not a single bad thing against Mr. Faraday, sir.
Is that a fact? You really have a problem with lying, don't you, Detective Gumshoe?
I'm telling you, I am not lying.
The more unnatural you act, the more suspicious you become, you know. If you want a motive, Edgeworth, I have one for you right here. Could you please share it with us? However, be forewarned that I won't hesitate to object to flights of fancy, because all I'm interested in is the perfect explanation. You're serious, aren't you? Fine. You amuse me, so I'll humor you with a little courtroom practice. Ring. Gumshoe's motive. It was about a week ago. I saw the detective get chewed out by a livid Faraday in front of the precinct. He stood there super pale as Mr. Faraday yelled, "That's a salary cut for you, you nitwit." A brand new detective suddenly getting his salary cut. That's reason enough for a grudge. Well, how's that for the perfect explanation? Do I have something against that? Contradict that?
You totally misunderstand me, pal. Well, how about that? I could never hold grudge.
Quiet. We can't trust anything you say.
Sir.
There's nothing wrong with the motive she proposed, per se. there are some gaps in her logic that needs to be filled in. Misuse perfect explanation. May not be so perfect at all. But well, a week ago, Faraday to get you by Liberal Friday for racing. Exactly for what? Mr. Faraday was upset. Yeah, you know what else? Mr. Faraday isn't exactly known to get angry often. But there he was, totally beat right in the face. An offending detective just stood there, pale as a ghost, like he was about to die. Also, why is the defendant lawyer at the police department? Just like the faces he's making right now.
I'm completely innocent, I tell you.
Poor man. It was quite a scene with the detective. Stood there so pale as Mr. Faraday said, "That's Sarah card, you need bits." You just stood there watching this unfold in front of you. Yeah, I have to say it was really enjoyable too. But that's why when I saw Detective Gumshoe earlier, I knew to steer clear of him.
No way. I thought it was because I had something stuck on my face.
But you do.
Oh? What's what got stuck on my face?
It's stuff for your eyes, nose, mouth. Oh, and those ridiculous eyebrows. Damn you. Listo. Don't be like that.
Oh?
Oh man, messing with your head is just too much fun. Monsieur, if you don't mind, I'd like to return to your testimony now. Sure, why not? To cut a new detective's salary right off the bat like that. I'm not really familiar with the way you guys relate, but is that a common practice?
Speaking of cutting my salary, did you try to do that to me earlier too?
I suppose I did. It's only natural to cut a worthless detective's salary down to their actual worth. My father can even fire anyone, new or old, with a snap of his fingers. Do you think maybe that's a reason enough for detectives to hate you people?
Well, I guess they really shouldn't cut people's pay.
Detective Bat, don't tell me Mr. Von Karma cut your salary earlier. Okay, damn. You call your explanation perfect. Isn't it not like to your liking? Unfortunately for you, it's just not up to my standards. Oh, is there something you want me to clarify in that case? What should I do? Should I raise an objection? Oh, why not? Alright, if you could clear this one thing up for me. Faraday and Gumshoe's relation. Motive for killing Mr. Bell. How Mr. Faraday was killed. How Mr. Faraday was killed. He was stabbed. Right? So if he was stabbed, no, doesn't make sense. I feel like Faraday and Gumshoe's relation is the answer. Apparently not. It's the motive for killing Mr. Rail. Apparently. I understand Detective Gumshoe's potential motive for killing Mr. Faraday. However, what about his motive for killing Mr. Rel? Oh yeah, Mr. Rel. His motive for killing Miss Pirel? Like I would know. If there was no clear motive for both of the murders, I doubt this incident would have occurred. Won't you agree? Is there anyone else who might have had a grudge against either of those two men? Or should we look into that ourselves? Oh, in that case, I have absolutely no idea. What? That's impossible. She must know something. Oh, wait. Can you please not glare at me like that? It makes me laugh. I didn't even do anything. You're already laughing away. I don't like this kind of people. Absolutely. Well, anyway, the way I see it, as long as he had a motive to kill one of the two, this crime would have played out the way it did anyway. Oh, would you care to explain your logic? And this time, please try to provide a truly perfect explanation. Perfect this, perfect that. Stop being so uptight. Is it a requisite trait for being a Von Karma? Lars Edwards, I demand that you shut this rude woman up. I wish you'd both be quiet for just 1 second. Oh well, I guess I'll just have to explain it to you kids. Boing. There's no one out there with a motive to kill both Mr. Faraday and Sorrel. All you really have to establish is that someone had a grudge against one of the two men. Sorrel, who happened to be there, became a witness to Mr. Faraday's murder. Therefore, he was killed out of necessity, and set up to look like they had killed each other. I wonder if that's really true. Is there no one out there with a grudge against both men? I should take a hard look at the evidence for this morning's case. The second KG-8 incident, as people are calling it, involving the embassy staff member. European embassy staff member Manny Cochin found not guilty. The victim Mrs. Yu. Ba-bum. And the two men who both wound up as suspects in the case. Is there someone else I've overlooking who is somehow related to them? Motive to kill the man.
Hold it!
I will press this. This is probably that statement. If there's nothing new, then I'll just present the evidence of that, I guess. So, there's no one else who might have a grudge against both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell. I suppose no one is a bit of a stretch, but I'm pretty sure no one like that was here in this courthouse today. She's lying through her teeth. We just saw someone like that here earlier. Besides, you don't need to prove that the killer had a grudge against both men. Okay. I think it's a statement, and yeah, it's the yep. Objection. Miss Yu, I believe there is someone you overlooked in making your statement. Or rather, it is because you'd rather not bring this person up. What do you mean? We are looking for someone with a reason to kill both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell. I can think of at least one person that fits the bill. He was the suspect in the original KG-8 incident, and a member of the Kodopian embassy staff, Mr. Manny Cochin. That's right, the very man who came to visit you earlier out in the hallway. The man who killed a member of the Kodopian embassy staff, Mr. Rell. And the man who was the lead prosecutor of the KG-8 incident, Mr. Faraday. Are you telling me that Mr. Cochin has no reason at all to kill both of these men? Well, I suppose he might have a reason or two.
Yo, you covered for me, pal. Maybe you're not such a bad guy after all.
Don't get ahead of yourself. You're still suspect. Make no mistake about that. The perfect evidence, the perfect testimony. These are the only things I wish to hold.
But I didn't do it.
You stay under my authority and go investigate Mrs. Manny Cochin for me. And remember, I will not be very forgiving should any of this leak out.
You want to investigate Cochin? You'll just be wasting your time.
And why is that?
Cochin was up in the viewing gallery, watching the trial. So I was told. Every cop in this place has been keeping an eye on the guy since he arrived.
And the only real suspect we have is still Detective Gumshoe.
I suppose so. No way. Come on, Detective Bat. You gotta believe me, sir. I really was in that hallway the whole time, sir. I never took a single step into this room, sir.
Okay, then are you saying there was someone else who passed through the hallway?
Oh, I know. There was no one else, sir.
Then why should I believe you didn't do it? This one incredibly foolish detective, standing right in front of a crime scene all by himself. It's as good as a confession of guilt. I have to admit it's a bit strange. Most criminals would fabricate some sort of lie to escape their crimes. And if that detective really wanted to prove that he is innocent, you'd think he would at the very least offer up eye space out while on duty or the like. Come on, Gumshoe. Time for interrogation.
Detective Bat.
Dum dum. Miles Edgeworth, I will go ahead and report this to Papa.
And that, as they say, is that. Right, everyone? Ho, ho, ho.
Okay. The judge is just there, like looking at her show. Well, I suppose we should both be getting back to our real jobs now, huh? Before we do, Miss Yu, there's something I'd like to speak with you about. What is it? So, what did you want me to ask me about?
KG-8 incident.
The current case of the murdered Kodopian Embassy staff member. I've heard the people have begun calling it the second KG-8 incident. Only among you law enforcement types? And what about it? I'd like for you to tell me everything you know about the original KG-8 incident. I'm afraid I can't help you. I don't know anything beyond what was reported in the papers. No, I believe you know much more, since you are directly tied to the KG-8 incident. I'd appreciate if you stop with the false accusations. Baseless outbursts are useless both inside and outside the courtroom, don't you know? I do, but I also know that I do have a leg to stand on here. Think you can stop making that ultra serious face in front of me? Ugh, if you could please stop laughing for just 1 second. I'm not going to make any headway like this. I'm just going to have to show her exactly how related to the KG-8 incident she is. With this, Miss Yu, I believe that I have proof of your connection to the KG-8 incident. That follows your proof. Very well then. Why don't you tell me exactly how I'm related to the KG-8 incident? Through the victim! Your connection to the KG-8 incident is through the victim. The victim's name is CCU. You will note that she has the same last name as you. Can you really still tell me with a straight face that you are not related to this case? Sorry, but we're not related. What? Just kidding. You asked that question with such a serious look on your face. I couldn't help it. Miss Yu, I asked that you please tell me the truth. Alright, I'll tell you everything I know. As you guessed, the one who reported smuggling activities of the Amana group was my sister, CCU. As I thought. And she was killed right before she was to testify at the impending trial by Manny Cochin. Because he was tried once, was acquitted, he gets to live out the rest of his cushy life completely carefree. All because of a lack of evidence. No, I heard that evidence to convict him did exist. What? I heard it from Mr. Faraday himself after Mr. Cochin trial was over. Apparently a man in black made off with the most important piece of evidence. Then, the evidence had been tampered with. Isn't it just like a criminal to do something like that? The smuggling ring being run out of the Amano group by one of its secretaries. They bailed Mr. Cochin out. Turns out they were in league with each other all along. How big was the smuggling ring? Was it a large operation? I don't really know. Which is why I wanted to become the lead defense on this case that people are calling the second KG-8 incident. I haven't learned anything new at all. I was probably expecting too much, I know. You mean, you think this case has nothing to do with the smuggling ring? I don't know what to think. Why did Mr. Cochin want to meet with you earlier? Actually, he came to watch the trial. Apparently he only found out that I was the defense lawyer on this case after he'd arrived. If you get it, you should say hi. And one other thing. Looks like you couldn't resolve anything this time either. Too bad. What's that supposed to mean? Oh boy, stop it. With that scary face already. I'm fine, really. I gave him a good slap across the face. The way she talks about slapping him as she laughs away is kind of creepy. But it's just as Mr. Bat said. It's not really to the double murder. I asked around and people in the gallery claim that he was in his seat the entire time. Talk about cruel fate. Well, this is all about I know. Sorry. Guess I wasn't much help, huh? That's not true. I'm sorry I made you recall such a painful time in your life. Edgeworth, you really are too serious for your own good. You really need to learn to relax. We won't want you to die of stress, would we? Thank you for the advice, but there's no need to worry. I work in my own way, and I will catch this criminal in my own way as well. You'll see. Look at you with your game face on, ready to go. I'm making no such face. Did you know laughter is the best medicine, Edgeworth? Don't you get tired of making such a serious face all the time? I'm charged with making sure that all the criminals of this world are found guilty. I have no need for laughter. There you go, making that face again. Oh well, I've got to get going. I still have a few loose ends I need to tie up. What do you mean by that? The KG-8 incident and its murder investigation. It is my belief that these two cases are related to each other somehow. Plus, that Detective Gumshoe, it's obvious he's lying even though the lie is hurting his chances. Clearly, this case is far from over. Whether or not that detective is the murderer can only be determined once I've completed my perfect investigation. Mr. Von Karma, I swear to uphold your honorable name, or my name isn't Miles Edgeworth. Ba-boom. Very nice. I feel like maybe, I don't know, I maybe have remembered who is the murderer, but I just don't know. I guess we'll only find out after the next part of the investigation, but for the moment I'm gonna hydrate first before I continue. Oh boy. 2 hours straight just talking. This was a long first part of the episode. Alright, save. And where to? Look at all the people. It's between 5:35 PM, street author, blah blah B. Sir, what is to become of the trial into the Cotopian embassy staff member's murder?
Indeed, since both the suspect and the prosecutor are now dead, the case will be dismissed. In other words, the trial ends here prematurely.
Looks like you'll have to wait just a little bit longer for your big debut.
I suppose it can't be helped. The evidence for this trial will be transferred to you in a little while.
Sir, what do you think about the murder of the Cordobian embassy staff member? The murders of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rel.
What an outrageous circus it has all become. Faraday brought it all upon himself with his naivety.
An outrageous circus. Right, sir.
I grow weary of this topic. Edgeworth, I will have you assigned to a different case.
Papa, you come and watch my courtroom debut next, won't you?
I'll consider it.
Sir. Sorry. Wait, so I think, yeah, Franziska was the case between Phoenix Wright and Franziska was her first case, or it was not? I'm not sure. I think it was, and Manfred von Karma was not there. Man. Sir, if I may, please allow me to continue with my investigation.
Whatever for?
I know that there is already a suspect in the murder of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rel. However, there's not enough evidence to prove that it was he who committed the crime. I'd like to continue investigating in order to find the perfect proof of his guilt.
The perfect proof? Don't make me laugh. A worthless person like you has no right to claim such a thing as perfection.
Papa? Who do you think is the real culprit behind these murders? Miles and I, we're competing to see who can find a real killer first. Thus, being able to investigate real crime scene is a really rare opportunity. It would give us some real-life experience. Wouldn't you agree?
If you want to investigate this case that much, then do as you wish.
Then, you're allowing us to continue.
In court, your top priority is to win. The solid investigation is one of the keys to winning. We have to make sure you become recognized as a first-rate prosecutor, don't we? It wouldn't be very interesting otherwise. I'm returning home now. Edgeworth, Franziska, see to it I'm not disturbed, save for the results of your competition.
Yes, sir. Of course, Papa. Franziska, thank you. What are you thanking me for? Your logic earlier was built on that scruffy detective's lie. That means that the competition is still on. Yes, just as you wished. I couldn't let you get off so easily. Now then, let's see how well you found the investigation from here, Miles Edgeworth. I know I don't have enough information. So my first order of business will be to question anyone involved with this case. Like this guy, sitting on the couch. Sir, nothing to report, sir. Is there no one who will make this man take responsibility for his actions on job? Looks like we have no choice but to report this to Papa. And this guy can have his fun in a waking nightmare after being awakened from his dream. Actually, that's not. I kind of feel sorry for him now. Okay. What's the matter, officer?
I've been standing here forever, sir, and I really need to go to the bathroom.
Why don't you just make a quick trip? The nearest one isn't that far, is it?
No, it's a short way down the hall beyond the stores, but I don't want to be blamed for anything that might happen while I'm gone. So I'm gonna hold it. Hold it.
Perhaps Detective Gumshoe can be a positive influence on the force after all.
It gets off the water, sir.
It seems that man who was here earlier broke it by drinking from it too much. Bunch of fools who pretend to not see the foolishly foolish actions of the foolish fool. Well then, why don't you lend the officer a hand? As if I should do anything to do with this. If I should have anything to do with this. Besides, the water drinking fool's mouth is a thing that officers should be covering. Let's give that officer a description of the water guzzler later. She seems to have quite a grudge. Sounds to me like someone wanted to drink. Okay. It's an incredibly detailed model, isn't it? I heard that it costs as much to make it that it costs to build the courthouse itself. Okay. What's the point of making such an expensive model? I felt the exact same way upon hearing it. Ugh, so hard to understand such foolishness. Agreed. Hey, both of them agreed on one thing. Wow, this thing is so incredibly detailed. My inner modeling fanboy is impressed. I'm not exactly a fan of plastic models per se, but even I can sense the superb quality of this model. I simply cannot comprehend how that man can feel so much love for such a trifle. Oh, I see. You're a disciple of my father, so you would do well to guard yourself against an interest in such unproductive things. Yes, perhaps I should take up whipping people like the young lady over here. Indeed.
It wasn't me. I tell you, I didn't do anything wrong.
Yes, I understand. So let's just calm down, okay, buddy? I doubt I get anything useful from Detective while he's this agitated. Yeah, I guess we'll talk to you. Miss Yu. Oh, it's you, Edgeworth. And who are you? Wait, you were at the crime scene just now, weren't you? You should be disbarred for not knowing who I am. I'm Franziska von Karma, and I'm about to become the successor to the family name. About to? I guess that means that for now, you're still just another kid. In which case, it's only natural I didn't know who you are. What? Why are you whipping me? Huh. Anyway, it looks like they're planning to hold evidence a bit longer. If there's one thing I can't stand, it's waiting. I'm terribly sorry, but I have a few more questions to ask of you. Look at you, eyebrow scrunch, with lines on your forehead. And that, to ask of you. What exactly is so funny? Sorry, I'm just bad at dealing with a super serious atmosphere. Apparently, they failed to teach you proper behavior at a crime scene in law school. Oh, I feel much better now. So, what is it what you want to talk about? Also, they don't teach you that in law school. What are you yapping about, Edgeworth? I'd like to inquire as to where you were at the time of the murder. We were in the defendant lobby number 1 the whole time up until we heard a gunshot. And by we, I mean Mr. Bad. If you don't believe me, feel free to ask him yourself. We're with Mr. Bad. Why? We had a little something to discuss, that's all. That sounds kind of sus. So, I take it that you are acquaintances with Detective Bad. Yeah, he was the detective in charge of the KG-8 incident. Detective Bad is also related to that incident. That's right. He was the one who was supposed to protect my sister, Cece. Do you know how that turned out, don't you, Edgeworth? Miles Edgeworth, I have no idea what you two are talking about. I heard of the KG-8 incident from my papa. How does that case relate to you, Miss Yu? The victim of that case, Cece Yu, was my little sister. Boom. You're making that super serious face again. I'm fine, really. I just make it a point to rub some more salt in his wounded pride every time I see him. The way she talks about doing that as she laughs away is kind of creepy. Oh, speaking of Mr. Bad, he and Mr. Faraday, I'd say they met up just about every single time the Yatagarasu made a move. It was practically a given that the two would meet up at every one of the crime scenes. I see. He did mention that he is in charge of the Yatagarasu investigation earlier. Maybe I should ask her what she knows about the Yatagarasu in more detail. Damn, a lot of things to talk about. You claim that at that time of the murder, you were with Detective Bad. Don't your lawyers usually discuss the trial with your clients during a recess? We do, and that's what I was planning to do. When Mr. Faraday was being rather threatening, and he dragged Miss Sorrell away. After that, Mr. Bat came into lobby number 1, so we just stayed there and talked. And what did you talk with Mr. Bat about? Nothing interesting. I just insulted him some. Talked about how the trial was going, and then I insulted him some more. Bloody. And she started laughing, her mouth seemingly spews nothing but insults. Anyway, Mr. Ben and I went and defended lobby number 1 when the murders occurred, so I really can't tell you anything about the hallways or lobby number 2. I see. I'd like to ask you a few questions about your client, Mr. McGraw. Now, your client first claimed to be the Yatagarasu, is that correct? Yeah. Once I heard that it was the Yatagarasu that had made off with the evidence from KG8, I began to ask Mr. Rao all sorts of questions, but to no avail. Turns out, Mr. Rao was not the Yatagarasu. They just made that up. Made it up. Mr. Rao's crime was caught on tape by the security cameras. There is no footage of him sneaking into Kotopian embassy itself. Hold on for just 1 second. Then you mean to say that you knew that he was not the real Yatagarasu? And that he was just another cold-blooded killer, and you were ready to defend him? Yes, that's right. I see. So defense lawyers were actually just someone whose job is to cover for criminals. That's fine, defense lawyers are so detestable, but they are no match for us von Karmas. I don't believe it. You're serious. Why don't you just save that face for something really worth being serious about? Netchworth, do you remember what I said earlier? I have my own agenda. But I'm still on the hunt for leads regarding the KG8 incident, alright? And for that, you have not a single qualm about defending a known killer. Don't put words in my mouth. I said no such thing. The only way I had to get close to Mr. Rao was to be his lawyer. I had no intention of covering for him, ever. So don't you dare suggest I was going to. I'm sorry, but forgive my rashness. Okay. But you're not supposed to talk about... Yeah, technically, I'm actually curious. Does lawyer client privilege, confidential privilege stays after death? I think so. Then, admission to criminal activities and all that stuff is not something protected under that. Miss Yu, I was wondering if you could tell me about the Yatagarasu. Yatagarasu, huh? I don't really know much about that character myself, but I do get a lot of consultation requests from companies to defend him. Requests from companies? The Yatagarasu isn't some petty thief out for money, Alright then, perhaps the Yatagarasu is in the business of stealing people's lives. You're not very funny or witty, are you, little Miss Von Karma? Francisca, be careful about who you whip. Which carefully or we're sued by... we may be sued by what? There, I chose carefully, just like you wanted. Damn, what is it? All her dialogues is gonna be laughing. This just now was hilarious, little missy. Of course it was. What is wrong with these two women? Why does my pain give them delight? Oh man. And so in the end, what is the Yatagarasu? I have to say, I'd never even heard of this thief when I was in Germany. The Yatagarasu deals in information, namely in digging out dirt about backroom dealings and the like of companies. Yatagarasu is a vigilante who steals such info and then makes it public for all to see. As if we do not realize it's very fun to tease. Probably. Vigilante or not, this person sounds like just another criminal to me. I suppose you could put it that way too. But either way, I get a lot more clients now, thanks to that thief. Sounds like Miss Yu is profiting nicely. I suppose I've gotten all I can out of Miss Yu. I should move on and speak with Detective Gumshoe now. Alright. Gumshoe. 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 No, it's not Gumshoe. It's a bookshelf. What's this? Judges, Trials, Exchange Log. It appears to be a journal where the various judges share their thoughts and ideas. The real daily lives of the judges are laid out here on these pages. There's nothing about the court in here. It's just page after page of unrelated drivel. Judging by the content, they're very enthusiastic about the courthouse's daily menu. It will appear that the fried oysters are a favorite. I've no use for such foolishly foolish words from that foolishly foolish crowd. Someone please assure me that this is not the true state of this country's judiciary. Man, is that what judge does all day only? Eat. Detective Gumshoe.
Hey, it's you, pal. You're here. Ouch!
And as am I. I don't think you needed to whip him to let him know that.
I didn't do it, pal. I swear by honor as a detective, I really did.
Your words are useless. I place my trust only in the evidence, detective. Once the investigation is fully over, and should we find out that you are the killer, there will be no mercy to be had for you.
Ever hard, pal.
But you're not worried, right? After all, you have nothing to worry about if you really are innocent, that is.
That's right. Hey, pal, go and do your perfect investigation. And get the real killer for me, will you?
I would have done so, even had you not requested me to, detective. So, you and Mr. Faraday had a small meeting last week, did you? What exactly did you do to make him so angry?
I just asked Detective Bat the same thing myself, pal. Turns out he was mad at me because on my very first day as a detective, I reported in as my usual post instead of the Criminal Affairs Department. By the time I got down to Criminal Affairs, I was really late. And that's when he gave me that huge speech.
I remember doing the same exact thing in elementary school. On the first day of school every year, I'd always wind up going to my old classroom. How pathetic for the detective to be comparable to a mere school child. Damn. You claim to be standing guard in front of the door to lobby number 2 during the recess. However, when did you receive the order to do so? And from whom?
Earlier around 3:30, and from Detective Bat, pal. Today's trial took a really crazy turn. I was about to make sure nothing happened to Mr. Faraday.
And yet, something did happen to him, correct? It looks like it was a total waste of manpower to assign you to guard duty.
Oh, your worst thing worse than your whip, pal.
So it was Detective Bat who ordered him to stand guard, huh? Now then, Detective Gumshoe, is there anything else you'd like to tell me?
Nope, not a thing, pal.
In that case, allow us to take a look at what you are carrying on your personage.
Oh, wait, you can't do that.
There's nothing of any particular value here.
Well, my handcuffs and badge were held confiscated by Detective Bat, so you know.
And what is that open envelope I see sticking out of your coat pocket?
Hands off, pal.
Just show it to us already.
No.
Annual bonus check within $5 total, except there's no check in sight.
You rat your look now. Now give it back, pal. It's my first bonus as a brand new detective.
That's a very sad bonus.
I just got it and cashed it today. And literally don't cash on me up until I did, you know. So that evidence is really special to me. Don't give it back.
You don't need rubbish like this. Don't worry. We'll throw it away for you later.
Oh, how could you?
Oh no. Literally had no money on him until he cashed this. Damn. How is he surviving, man? How is he built that big? If he doesn't really have a lot of money. I'm sorry, but I need to take him in for custody now. I think I've asked him just about everything I needed to. No, wait. Since he became a suspect, there's one piece of evidence I should reconfirm. Officer, I ask that you wait a second. I still have one thing I'd like to reconfirm with Detective Gumshoe. Understood, but please make it brief, sir. I want to hear it from the horse's mouth. I must confirm whether or not his testimony about when the crime occurred is the truth. Oh man, why am I? No. Detective. Oh, wait, why can't I go here? Just for fun? Wait. It's the viewing gallery. It's a viewing gallery. This is where the riffraff sit when they come to watch. It's situated at the same height as the judge's bench. I wonder if that's to represent the intense scrutiny of each and every case from all sides. Miles Edgeworth, are you not man enough to stand up to all those eyes? What sort of? Of course I'm man enough. I can go up here. This must be the judge's desk. You can tell by the gavel sitting on top. I've dreamed once where I was being squashed from above by this gavel. Hey, thank you for the work, Bloom's fighter. This is literally Phoenix Wright's opening in the very first game, I think. You're such a weakling, Miles Edgeworth. I have no idea how frightening it was. Also, Phoenix Wright and Miles Edgeworth having the same nightmare. Interesting. Wait, that's okay. Anything else? Can I go here? Any day now, I'll be taking my rightful place behind this bench. By the time, I should already be standing here. It'd be downright disgrace if I beat you to it, wouldn't it? If that were to happen, Franziska, I'll eat my cravat. Okay. Has he ever ate his cravat? It's the defense attorney's bench. I'd probably be standing on this side of the courtroom if that incident hadn't happened. What are you thinking about? Lately, the more wrinkly your face becomes, the less I'm able to read what you're thinking. Well, I'd never. I'll have you know, I don't have a single wrinkle upon my youthful brow. Okay. It's the witness stand. I'll make sure that each and every person that ever stands here will be found guilty. There are others besides the defendant that stand at this podium, you know. I don't care. Just make sure you never end up standing at one of those. Or you'll be sorry. I'll keep that in mind. Oh, then it did happen. Okay, so I'm gonna talk to him again. Present an evidence. What evidence we're talking about though? This evidence? A bonus of $5, even for a new rookie. Detective, that's a bit low.
Yeah, even though I just got promoted, I guess I caught the attention of the higher ups.
At that amount, I prefer to not receive one at all.
You just don't get it, pal. You don't get how great it feels to get your first bonus.
I suppose not. I've yet to receive my own bonus as a prosecutor. Well, I received mine from my papa last December, like I do every year. Hey, Franziska, I get it. It's not a bonus. That's a holiday gift. Whatever you want to call it, Miles. Okay. This. You told me earlier that you heard no sound other than the gunshot out in the hallway. Is that correct?
No mistake about it, pal.
And you are also claiming that no one passed through the hallway either. Is that also correct?
Yup, not even a single ant passed through that hallway while I was on duty.
You do realize that lie you're telling is only making life more difficult for yourself.
Oh, but it's true. I didn't see anyone go through the hallway. I didn't hear anything else, pal. I bet a killer found a way to kill two guys that's beyond what I can even imagine.
So he intends to continue telling this ridiculous lie. Why would he do so, given the situation he's in? I believe a thorough investigation of the hallway in front of the defendant lobby is in order. It's the kid again.
You!
Okay. Is she mad because her dad died or something? How could you have not noticed that coming? Wasn't that the child changed money for earlier? Yes, it is indeed. Kids can sometimes be so cruel. It looks like she dropped something. A Swiss roll. Courthouse special. Maybe we should arrest the girl? She might turn out to be a valuable lead. Ugh, I believe some sort of punishment may be needed to be dealt the next time we meet. I believe I've asked all I need of this man. Now, for Detective Bat and the judge. We have to confirm who is correct, the judge or that scruff-face, right? I suppose we should inspect the hallway in front of lobby number 2 then, next time. I suppose so. Shall we head on over, Francisca? Let's go! So, did you see anything else?
No, I don't think so.
I see. Well, thanks for your cooperation.
Oh, it's nothing. Just doing my duty as a defender of the law.
You're not a defender of the law, you're the enforcer of the law, you know. Just, yeah, you carry out sentences and all that. You don't defend the law per se. You use the law, you rely on the law, you enforce the law. At least you tell other people to do it. You don't do it yourself. Anyways, that'll be all for now. I'll ask again if I have any other questions.
Anytime, Detective. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a few loose ends I have to tie up. Oh, you're that new prosecutor Mr. Von Kalmar recommended, right?
My name is Miles Edgeworth, Your Honor. And I'm Manfred von Karma's daughter, Francisca von Karma. I'm set to become the successor to my genius father any day now, Your Honor.
I see. Mr. New Prosecutor... Mr. New Prosecutor recommended by Von Karma, Miles Edgeworth, and Miss I bid my tongue.
Are you alright, Your Honor? Please feel free to refer to me as just Miss Von Karma, Your Honor. As for him, just Edgeworth is fine. Apparently somebody doesn't feel that I'm worthy of a proper title.
Oh, very well then. I shall call you Miss Von Karma and Mr. Prosecutor Edgeworth.
Your Honor, Mr. Edgeworth is fine, sir. Now, about your earlier testimony.
Yes, what about it, Mr. Edgeworth?
I'd like to ask you a few questions about what exactly you saw.
All right. After all, it is my duty to clarify my testimony as a defender of the law.
I greatly appreciate your cooperation, Your Honor. Now, the first thing I will need to do is figure out that detective's exact movements. Oh, okay. Gonna go here. It would appear that this vending machine sells snacks and various other foods. Just lovely. What will they think of next? Don't be a jerk in a court like this, beef jerks. One packet for $9. Okay. Defendant's fresh milk. 1/2 pint for $7. Defendant's fresh milk. Okay. That's not cool. That's not very innovative. That's the opposite. Stay neutral as the Swiss do until the end with this for $6. Okay. They're awfully overpriced. The lineup is simply awful, period. Speaking of snacks, I wonder if that Swiss roll the little girl dropped is from this machine. I was wondering about that myself. But it is. Stay neutral as the Swiss do until the end with this. The end of what? Well, I assume it means the end of the trial. I suppose this means that one should eat these during a recess. You can't eat during a trial, so I suppose the only time you can eat them is now, huh? I wouldn't mind if you wanted to eat one now. They come in packs of 2 after all. We're in the middle of an investigation. Besides, I don't have $6 on me. If you want, we can pool our money and buy a pack together. If I have to split it with you, then I don't want it. Okay. Alright, Franziska. So, do I just like hold this? I would like to look at the defendant's milk. The defendant's fresh milk. The defendant's fresh milk. What exactly is that supposed to mean? I bet it means that the milk is freshly milked by the various defendants on trial right now. They're not being subtle at all. They're not being subtle. No, I think it might mean that this was milk right here from the various defendants. Charles Edgeworth, it can't possibly be serious. Of course not. Yeah, making it, what kind of joke is this, man? Be more tasteful, Ace Attorney. When you're in hot water, you might need a hot dog. Okay. It looks like this slogan was decided through a public contest. The winner was Prosecutor Winston Payne. Okay. What a pathetic slogan. No presence at all. Now, if it was up to me, it would read, if you leave matters in the Von Karma's hands, everyone in court will be found guilty dogs. Okay. Objection! Overruled. Okay. It's just like a fun little thing they have added, I guess. I don't see this as like important. Objection! Wait. What did he say? Don't be a jerk in court like this, beef jerks. I see. Miles Edgeworth, wouldn't you agree that it's a very clever pun? Do you really think they put that much effort into the product name? Even a foolish fool could understand the foolish thinking of the fool who made it up. You're acting so foolishly like that I got so thoroughly mad, and am now utterly famished. If you wanted a pack of these, all you had to do was ask like a normal person. $9 though, that's pretty expensive. Also very expensive sandwich. Don't let the prosecution and the defense make a ham sandwich out of you. Okay. It sounds like it's directed at that ham of a judge. Well, it certainly isn't directed at me. I can outmaneuver him any day. Okay. When it's looking bad, blind your opposition with some OJ. Are they promoting violence? Don't worry, my whip will make sure that anybody following this advice won't be for long. Compared to the sting of a whip, the sting of orange juice may not be so bad. Alright, anything else? That's everything. Literally, this is not helpful to the case at all. It doesn't look like there's anything contradictory left in this area. I suppose not. Perhaps I should check somewhere else. Did you find anything, officer? I think there's a $5 bill back there. Come on, just a little more. Okay. Is there no one working this crime scene who isn't a total waste of living tissue? Unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be a single person we can deem useful here. What about this guy, though? Have you found any suspicious fingerprints, officer? Nope, just the fingerprints of those involved with the case, sir. I guess we all know the players in this case then, huh? I think it's the price of a Swiss roll, I think. Probably, yeah. It would appear that way, but I have the nagging feeling that we're missing something. I suspect that we're missing is hiding right here in this crime scene somewhere. It's the ants, right? It's the ants. Aha. What's this? What is this? It's a pink colored piece of trash made of rubber. Pink piece of trash found on the windowsill of the hallway window, made of rubber. I feel like I've seen something like this before. Well, all I see is a piece of garbage. But you know, the fact that there is a little running loose inside this courthouse is simply unforgivable. It's not like it was I who littered. Rubbish belongs in a rubbish bin. Okay. I can look outside. However, I doubt a killer could have escaped through here. Of course not. This is the 3rd floor after all. It appears that bars was installed. This to prevent people from falling out. Bars? What bars? Can you not see them from your vantage point? She's shot. What? I must remember not to bring up that taboo subject again. Ants. The ants are hard at work carrying their food home. It's a marvel that they can pick up such comparatively large objects to their size. Wait. Well, if you want to carry the mighty Von Karma name and not be squished under it, you better work extra hard, just like these ants. The same goes for you, Franziska. Oh, sorry about that. Let me look down. Handprint. The dirt on this bench. It smells like some sort of sweet substance. I can't believe there's someone going around dirtying the courthouse. For shame. Calm down, Franziska. Now, take a good look. Doesn't this smudge look like some kind of handprint to you? I suppose it could be. Which means perhaps we can lift the prints off the person who sullied this bench. I see, and then we'll know the identity of our mystery slob. You there, the lab technician. Would you please find out who this handprints belongs to? Sir, yes sir. I've got the results of the fingerprints analysis, sir. And do we know who they belong to? Sir, the fingerprints belongs to Detective Gumshoe. Oh, interesting. Good work. Good work, officer. I knew it. Yeah, I kind of like piece it all up now. We're piecing all the clues together. And there you have it. Yes, I suppose so. Now we know the identity of the person who dirtied the bench. I sense that you and I will be I sense that you and I will be using this information in very different ways. How about this? It looks like poop. What is black speckles? I believe it's a pile of ants eating away. Ooh, that detective. He claims that not a single ant slipped by him. And yet there is a whole hill of them. Ugh. What are you hitting me for? As a replacement for that pathetic detective. Yeah. Perhaps I should add this deduction to detective's growing tab of pay cuts. Okay. Anyway, I wonder what the ants are eating. Look at it, and sweet smell of it. Pieces of cake and chocolate from a Swiss roll. Miles, at first, the courthouse is to be kept pristine at all times. Oh, it wasn't me that dropped all the food on the ground. The courthouse must be kept clean. Ugh. Damn, it's suffering so much. Let's talk to the judge. Your Honor, I'd like to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind. Where were you at the time of the murder?
Do you suspect me of something?
No, nothing of the sort, Your Honor.
Very well. You may continue with your testimony. Oh no. Thank goodness I haven't been caught yet.
Your Honor, it's your testimony I'm after.
Oh! I had no idea you were chasing after me in all my testimony.
Does this count as domestic abuse? It is. I'm beginning to sense that I might want to avoid being in a trial run by this judge. Sorry, Miles, you're stuck with this judge forever.
Let's see here. Now then, how should I put this? When you get to be my age, you need to pay more frequent visits to the restroom. If you go take a look through the window at the end of this hall, you'll see a small window. That is the window to the men's restroom. In other words, you can clearly see into this hallway from the men's restroom. When I was going into the restroom, that Detective Gumshoe, is it? Well, he was standing in front of the vending machines, buying something from it.
Got different judgment, he had to play pretend defense attorney. I guess. It's the judge's cousin or something, right?
However, at this, I couldn't believe when I was about to exit the restroom, there was not a soul in the hallway anymore.
Your Honor, if you could please calm down and explain it to me rationally.
Oh, I'm really sorry. Please let me regain my composure.
They're connectly related? I don't remember. I think so, yeah. I think they say like, judge said something like, oh no, my cousin got sick so I'm replacing him or something.
It was really suspicious. That's what my finely honed judge's intuition said. Although, well, until the murders occurred, I just sort of brushed it off. Ho ho ho.
Apparently, this judge doesn't understand the concept of staying calm. The restroom window, huh? I wonder if you can really see the man's bathroom window from that one there. You can. I'm looking at it right now. I demand that you show me this view at once. I suspect that her height is what's limiting her ability to see. But I don't want to tell her that again. That's probably all I'm going to find out from His Honor.
Mr. Edgeworth, may I return to my other duties now?
Yes, I'm sorry to have held you up. Thank you for your cooperation, Your Honor.
Anytime, Mr. Edgeworth. Anytime. Dum-de-dum-de-dum.
The judges in this country seem rather friendly. Yes, if not a little wishy-washy. However, I hear they are known to hand down very fair verdicts. I guess so. Detective Bad, I have something I wish to inquire about. Hey, how about doing some actual work, you? I wish to inquire into Detective Gumshoe's movements during the recess.
You're getting in the way of the investigation.
I have an order from Mr. Von Karma himself, plus I still hold investigative authority.
Shh.
So, I hear you were the one who called for Detective Gumshoe to come down here.
Faraday, that guy was just accused. You know, I just knew something was gonna happen. My detective's instinct told me.
A lot of good it did you. You can even protect Fund. Learn prosecutor fitted.
Hold it!
Francisca, I think you need to apologize. I'm sorry. I'm terribly sorry, Detective Bad. Please continue.
I used the phone on first floor and called the precinct. I told them to send somebody over. And that detective's the one that showed up.
And only upon his arrival did you set Detective Gumshoe to stand guard. Detective Bad?
Yeah, I waited for him on the first floor. After he got here, we came up to this defendant lobbies together. As we entered this hallway, we ran into you. She told us that Faraday was really mad and that he dragged Rel off to lobby number 2 to have a word or something. And that Faraday had said to not let anyone interrupt them. So what choice did I have? All I could do was tell that big lug to stand guard outside.
And around what time did all of that take place?
Let's see. I think it was about 30 minutes before I heard a gunshot. After giving the big lug his assignment, he never left the hallway. Not once.
Oh, and how can you make such a claim?
One of the guards out in this floor's main lobby swore to me he didn't.
If the detective never left the hallway, then where did he disappear off to? That's simple. He must have gone into lobby number 2, just as I suspected.
You and I were in lobby number 1 next door. The only one without an alibi is Gumshoe.
It would seem that I am still missing some key pieces of information. Detective Bad, you also heard a gunshot, did you not?
Yeah. I heard it was out when I was in defendant lobby number 1. That's why I came running towards lobby number 2 together with you.
How much time elapsed between you hearing the gunshot and you arriving on scene?
Less than a minute.
What were your movements upon hearing the gunshot?
I grabbed a big lug who was just walking around in the hallway and raced into lobby number 2. And that's when we discovered the bodies, in that order.
That makes you the discoverer of the crime scene, right?
Yeah, I guess it does, little miss.
I'm about to become prosecutor very soon. You will treat me with the dignity I deserve, or else.
You wave that thing around anymore, and I'll have you arrested for obstruction, little miss.
You won't dare.
Just joking.
Yeah. Detective Bad is really something if he can make Francisca behave. Yeah, I guess.
Are we about done?
Is there anything else I would like to ask him about? I'd like to know a little more about the circumstances under which you heard a gunshot.
Like I said, I was in lobby number 1 with you. Nothing else to add.
Well, his testimony certainly corroborates with what Miss Yu said. Miles, you already asked him about that, remember?
Suppose I should ask him something else.
Place he heard a gunshot. Detective Bad, where were you when you heard the gunshot? How many times are you going to ask me that? Listening to Vendor Lobby number 1, blah 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 blah. Yeah. It's exactly the same as what he said earlier when I asked. Okay. Now get out of here. You're getting in the way. I'm not through questioning you yet. I'd like for you to tell me exact time you heard the gunshot. It was around the end of the recess, and the trial was about to start again, I think. He was supposed to make time for himself to transfer the evidence he was holding, but I got the sense he wasn't gonna show for the handoff. I figured I should go get him, or he'd be late. And just as I thought that, bang, the sound of a gunshot hit my eardrums. So you heard this gunshot right before the trial was about to restart, huh? Are we done here? I don't have any time to waste. Oh, come on. All you're doing is standing in front of this door, doing nothing. I get the sense that he is somewhat investigating this crime scene. Or rather, that he is keeping us under surveillance. To what end? Detective Bad, may I ask that you cooperate with us for just a little bit longer? I don't have anything else to say to the two of you. You guys were the ones who said you wanted to investigate in the first place. Fine then, be obstinate. We'll just do as we please. Come on, Miles. You may no longer be willing to help us. However, may I ask for the forensic scientist's corroboration? Do as you like. Why? So you forensic expert, which is that dude, right? Or I don't know, man. How about you? No. Bobo, any comments on the young judge? He's making a most ridiculous looking face. That may be, but at least he doesn't look like someone who would tell a lie on purpose. I suppose, to avoid karma, evidence is the only thing that carries any weight. Of course, at any rate this poster seems to be of no use to us right now. I can't get anywhere, so I guess not. There are no signs that this fire extinguisher was used in the crime. If you can already tell from distance, then why are you wasting your time for examining it? Francisca, let's not try to rush to absolute genius. I guess maybe... Oh, no. Not gonna talk to you. Yeah, it's time to do this. This together. The chalk. These bits of chocolate and cake, could they not have come from a Swiss roll? A Swiss roll? Why would the courthouse sell a thing like that? It may not seem like right venue, however, it is being sold right over there. The vending machine? Ah, I see. Stay neutral as the Swiss do until they end with this. 2 for $6? Talk about expensive. Leaving the fact that it's on the expensive side aside, the fact that the cake crumbs and chocolate bits were found in this hallway suggests that they came from a Swiss roll that was purchased from this machine. I think I have a pretty clear picture of what happened here now. Naturally, after all, I'm here, aren't I? Detective Gumshoe must have sat on this bench as he ate a Swiss roll. And as he ate, he dropped it on the floor and sullied the bench. Ugh, how could he have not cleaned up after himself? How utterly despicable. Don't you dare whip me again. It wasn't I who made the mess in the first place. Anyway, if it was indeed Detective Gumshoe who bought the Swiss roll, it creates a rather interesting contradiction of facts. Contradiction? Where? I think another look at this special another look at the special courthouse vending machine is in order. Yep. We can deduce now, right? With the bonus money. About Detective Gumshoe's finances, he said that until this morning, he didn't even have a single penny on his personage, don't know which one. Just how poor is that guy? If this bonus really was only $5, then he should not have been able to purchase a pack of Swiss rolls. However, facts being as they are, we found cake crumbs on the floor. Meaning Scruffy must have bought a pack somehow. Indeed. That detective should not have been able to purchase the pack, and yet he did. The question is, how? Why are they mocking his bonus? Damn. Ding. Do I have something else to investigate? I don't think so, right? So... is this in this? No, we can climb through a window. The scent of flowers is in the air. Piece of pink trash found on the windowsill of the hallway. Made of rubber. I don't think these two are related. But I don't have anything else to do. So... yeah, I think that might be it. Unless I can talk to Detective Bad. Unless there's a contradiction here somewhere, or I have not investigated something. Ugh. What's the matter? I pricked myself on one of this cactus's needles. I didn't think the needles on this thing would be so sharp. Val, what did you expect? Can you imagine how bad it would be if you were hit on the head by one of this? Anyway, this cactus seems to be unrelated to our case. Do you really think so? Because I believe this cactus sitting on this windowsill is completely related. Oh, well then, I look forward to your explanation on how exactly it is related. Ah, okay. Ka-chong. This... ka-chong. This pink rubbery substance, I saw this in a different form earlier today. I believe this is a piece of popped balloon. I suppose that's possible. The balloon probably got a little too close to our friend and the windowsill cactus. That would be the logical conclusion, yes? Investigation complete. I believe I now have a very firm grasp on what happened here. Well, I do too. Alright, Francisca. Would you care to share what conclusions you've come to? Why should I do that? We're still in the middle of a competition, you know? We should be checking to see if your conclusions are wrong first, so you go ahead. It's almost cute that she's going this far to ensure that she wins. Almost. Very well. But first, we need to pay His Honor a visit to correct his testimony. Oh no, we're gonna fight the judge. Gonna pick a fight. 10th, 5:15 p.m. Your Honor, if I may, I'd like to test your witness testimony to see how it stands up.
Do you doubt me? Am I your new suspect?
In a sense, I suppose you could say that. Even you, a judge, are nothing but a common witness before the Von Karma.
Silence in the courtroom. Silence, I say. Mr. New Prosecutor, recommended by...
Okay.
Mr. New Prosecutor, recommended by Miss Van...
I'm getting tongue-tied myself.
Mr. New Prosecutor, recommended by Manfred von Karma, Miles Edgeworth, and Miss Judas Prosecutor, successor to Manfred von Karma, Francisca.
You bit your tongue again, didn't you?
As a defender of the law, I could never give false testimony. You can even place me under oath if you want.
Very well then. Your testimony, if you please.
What I saw at recess. During the recess, I went to the restroom. There is a window on the hallway side. In other words, I could see into the hallway. As I entered, I saw that detective buying something from the vending machines. But when I was about to exit the room, he had completely disappeared. A detective that goes missing while on duty. It sounds mighty suspicious to me.
Your Honor, can you please try to remain calm?
Oh. I'm so used to simply listening to testimonies that I got caught up in the excitement.
It's just because you sat down. Yeah, it's kind of lame. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to spoil your fun now. That question is, how do I rebut?
Hold it!
Are you sure that the person you witnessed was Detective Gumshoe, Your Honor?
Yes, I'm absolutely sure. It's hard to miss someone of his stature, even from as far away as the restroom. Besides, I can't think of anyone else with that kind of hairstyle and big beige coat.
Well, I was simply wondering if you were mistaken in what you saw.
What? Preposterous! My eyes are sharp as can be, ready to see through lies to the truth. Although recently things do seem to be a bit fuzzier than they used to be.
Clearly, his eyes are not the only things that have gone fuzzy.
But allow me to say with all the honor and dignity of a judge, I am not mistaken in what I saw.
Hold it!
He disappeared. But Your Honor, didn't you just say, I saw the detective buying something from the vending machines?
Why, yes. Yes, I did. How did you know? Oh, I said that. Oh, no. The restroom window looks over the courtyard and right into the hallway. But just as I was about to exit, I took another look, and there was no one in sight. That led me to the only solution to this mystery. That detective must have gone into the crime scene, lobby number 2, at that point.
Okay. So, he looked into the hallway from the restroom and over the courtyard, did he? Do I have like a thing to... You're wrong! I think it's this one, right? Should be this one. This one, and yes, it's this statement.
Objection!
What was that finger wag for, Mr. Ashworth? And don't you know it's rude to shout objection while someone is giving testimony?
Ha. If you truly are a man of the law, then you must always be vigilant. Judge has more than one angle. Hey, Neon. Yes, he does in this game. For example, I'll never let any opportunity to shout objection pass me by. Miles Edgeworth, it's one thing to be passionate about your job, but this is real life. This is what some people may say is the pot calling the kettle black. Your Honor, I wonder if you might take a look at this for me.
What is that filth? How dare someone dirty the hallway bench like that? Who is the culprit? That party is hereby found guilty of uncleanliness.
If you must know, the uncouth bench Salier has already been placed under arrest, thanks to your earlier testimony, Your Honor.
Oh, well, that's good. But who was it?
Damn. I don't think you can be a judge, Judge. And I say that, you know, and he continues to be a judge for like decades more. We were able to discover something from the smudge on the bench. Namely, the Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints.
Not happy with committing just murder. He had to go and dirty the courthouse too. Guilty.
Your Honor, please calm down. While it's true that Detective is the one who made the mess on the bench, we have not yet established that this action is related to the double murder.
What do you mean?
I believe that the detective bought a pack of Swiss rolls from the vending machine, and then promptly sat down on the bench to eat one. The cake crumbs and pieces of chocolate on the floor under the bench, and Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints prove my conclusions to be true.
Oh, but I still don't understand. Is this whole thing related to how I couldn't see him as I was leaving the restroom?
Heh, it is indeed. The window in the hallway was built rather high up into the wall, at around a grown adult's chest height. As evidence, I submit that Franziska herself was unable to see out of that window. Funny how Gumshoe eating messily saved its ass. Yep. Oh, I knew I shouldn't have used her hide as evidence. Basically, what this means is that the area directly under the hallway window is a blind spot where the hallway is being viewed from the men's restroom.
Darren!
It seems that you have made a connection. If someone were to sit on the bench under the window, yes, even someone as large as Detective Gumshoe would effectively disappear from sight.
What?
Do you finally see, Your Honor? Your testimony has just proven that Detective Gumshoe was in the hallway the entire time. It can be, or it can't be, no. What's to say Detective Gumshoe has to be eating during the time when the judge was looking out the window?
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to say it with that much enthusiasm. All I wanted to do was try saying it once. Here, let me try that again. Hold it.
Is there something of value that you like to say?
Yes, actually, there is. I remembered something else just now. Mr. Edgeworth, please allow me to testify to the court one more time. that's the thing. In Ace Attorney, he's like, oh, I forgot. I remember this thing, and you know, everyone's like have like really bad memories, and because of that, or any credibility as a witness is just down the drain. when they do that, when witnesses do that. Even if we overruled him, he'd just keep on talking, wouldn't he? It might not be a bad thing. More info the better in a perfect investigation, right? What I saw, part 2. I suppose it's possible you can't see a seated person from the restroom window. However, that doesn't mean that a detective was sitting there when I looked.
That makes sense.
Anyway, I forgot to testify earlier about probably the most important detail. As I was leaving the restroom, I heard a loud bang of a gunshot. How was that? That is the testimony of one who judges the crimes of others.
Your Honor, could you try to state the important facts first next time? I agree. Before you go around judging others, you should learn to judge your own words.
Ig, I'm sorry. But honestly, I thought that sound was just a noise pop until just now.
Now that he mentions it, right before we restarted, the trial. He did talk about that.
Oh, by the way, was there someone celebrating a birthday during the recess? I could have sworn that I heard a popper going off. Come to think of it, the other day with my grandson.
At this rate, he probably has great grandsons. The most critical point in this argument is when did the judge look into the hallway, and whether that lines up with when the gun was actually fired. Your Honor, if I may, I'd like to clarify a few details in your testimony. In Ace Attorney trilogy, he was still only talking about his grandson. My guess is that anyone in his family are just immortals. They just live really, really long lives. And when I forgot to smell, probably the first part detailed. The rest of heard the loud bang of a gunshot. Can I just present that and just like, you're wrong? Apparently I can't do that yet. I have to press this first. As we established, you went to the restroom during the recess. However, at what point in the recess did you look into that hallway?
After I called for a recess, I handled the change of prosecutor paperwork. Maybe about 20 minutes until we reconvened. Yes, that sounds about right.
Just as I expected.
What were you expecting? And I demand to know what that all-knowing smile is for.
Your Honor, that statement you made just now is very important. I'd like for you to append it to your testimony.
Oh, all right, if you insist. See, I looked into that hallway about 20 minutes before we reconvened.
I have like a statement, right, or something? This one. Before the trial was about to start.
Objection!
Your Honor.
I cannot allow you to make an objection.
What? Your Honor, I'm really sorry, but I can allow you to not allow me to make an objection.
Yet, I've been overruled.
Your Honor, there are simply too many holes in your testimony for my taste.
What do you mean by that?
You claim that you heard the gunshot during the recess, but that is simply not possible.
Mr. New Prosecutor recommended by Manfred von Ach. Eck.
Instead of biting your tongue, why don't you bite your tongue on those preposterous names? I see you have no mercy for the elderly either, Franziska. Don't talk back to me unless you want to be whipped in the back. With your height, you need a step ladder or 4 to accomplish that. Okay? Damn.
Mr. Edgeworth, my ears are not that far gone yet. I'll have you know, I can still hear you just fine. And I heard the sound of a gunshot loud and clear with my own 2 ears.
Ha! Your Honor, I have here an interesting bit of testimony. It's from Detective Bad, and according to him, he heard a gunshot right before the trial was about to start again.
What did you say?
Your Honor, you just said that you heard a gunshot about 20 minutes before we were to reconvene. How do you explain this glaring contradiction?
It can't be.
Unfortunately, that is the truth.
But I heard it clear as day. Bang! The sound of a gunshot.
The sound of a gunshot. We keep returning to this point of contention. A piece of evidence. I always did wonder why I found it where I did. However, now I understand what that gunshot Judge heard really was. Fortunately, Your Honor, this is what really produced the gunshot you heard.
Take that!
I found this object in the hallway earlier.
What is this pink substance?
it may not look it, but this is actually a piece of balloon.
I see. And I suppose you would like me to accept that pink balloon into court record.
Your Honor, I present this piece of evidence in order to overrule your testimony.
What?
Your Honor, your argument goes as follows. You saw no one in the hallway when you heard a gunshot. Now, there is no guarantee that the detective was sitting on the bench at that time. Therefore, you believe he must have been at the crime scene, defendant lobby number 2. Am I correct?
Yes, that's exactly right.
Let me ask you something. Do you think that the gunshot you heard was produced by a real gun? I think I've said enough that even you can figure the rest out on your own. Your Honor, you're fooled by the popping of this balloon into thinking it was a gunshot.
What manner of trickery is this?
That was a good effort you put forth, Miles Edwards. But if it was me, I'd have read this thing up before the judge even testified. Care to elaborate on how one ends something before it even begins?
Well, to be honest, I did think that the sound was a bit off from a real gunshot sound. But who could have guessed that someone who popped a balloon in a place like this?
So I don't know if you did discard the other day, but to be honest, but see that. Okay. That's true. One doesn't usually think balloons in conjunction with courthouse. I want to trade these coins with you. That's it. That balloon that girl was holding explains everything. Your Honor, if it makes you feel any better, you didn't lie once in your testimony. However, I can't really vouch for its accuracy.
Who knew that giving testimony could be such a difficult thing to do? What have I done? I owe Detective Gumshoe a very, very big apology. I will see to it myself that he is released.
Wait. There are still a few things I have yet to resolve about what happened in that hallway. Your Honor, I request your permission to further question Detective Gumshoe.
Why? I thought we just cleared his name.
Whether we did just now or not, I still cannot say. The only thing I can do for now is to continue in my quest for the perfect explanation. And to that end, I must resolve the remaining issues pertaining to the events that occurred in the hallway.
Very well. Bailiff, please bring Detective Gumshoe into the courtroom.
I must fulfill my mission and find the perfect explanation to this case. September 10th is record court number 3. Oh, I kind of figure out what everything is happening then.
What is it now? Is it time for my trial ready? I already told you a gazillion times, pal. I didn't do it.
I'll be the judge of that, Detective Gumshoe. No, you won't. I'll be the judge of that.
No. I'm the judge around here, and I'll be the judge of that. Why can't you guys be a little less judgmental? Yes, well, speaking of hasty judgments, Detective Gumshoe, I'm afraid I must apologize for the error in judgment on my part.
Your Honor, I don't believe you should apologize just yet. We've yet to prove he is completely innocent of this crime.
I guess so. What are you guys talking about?
In any case, I would like you to testify to your actions while you're on guard duty. Okay, I was holding a balloon, but I think I knew it was there. Yeah, it was a balloon. And please remember, you are not on trial. This is all just part of an investigation. As such, you may still be found to be innocent. However, if you should give false testimony... Yo! My whip will object loud and clear. If you are found to be lying, you will be held indefinitely. Understood?
I gotcha, pal.
Thinking back on the state of the crime scene and the judge's testimony, it's obvious that Detective Gumshoe is lying. If I can't break his lie, then we may never get a break in this case.
I was on duty. I came down here to this courthouse on Detective Bad's orders. As soon as I got here, he ordered me to stand guard in front of lobby number 2. From that time on, until I heard a gunshot, I was in that hallway the whole time. My honor as a detective, I swear it wasn't me, pal.
Still singing the same tired tune. In that case, I'll just have to change that melody. I know he's lying. It's time I pull the information I need out of him. Okay, true. You ordered me to stand guard. Okay.
Hold it!
Do I press this or present evidence? You claim to have been in that hallway the whole time. However, is it not a fact that you did something while you were in the hallway?
Oh, of course I did something. I got a new door to lobby number 2, pal. What else?
Very well then, and what exactly does guarding that door entail?
Well, to put it simply, I know it was my job to stay in front of the door without moving an inch.
Oh, Detective Gumshoe, you mean to tell me that you didn't take a single step away from the door to lobby number 2? Is that really what you wish to testify to the effect of?
You got it, pal. I didn't take a single step away from that door, just like I was ordered not to.
Everyone's just like that.
Why is everyone so quiet all of a sudden?
Because we are all in shock and in awe of your utter stupidity. Scruffy, if you're going to lie, at least tell us a more believable one.
Huge! But, I'm not lying.
I should hurry and bring this insipid testimony to a close. Okay. Objection! I have an objection.
What is it, pal?
Detective Gumshoe, I wonder if you might recognize this from somewhere.
Hey, it's one of those days. The courthouse special Swiss rolls, right, pal?
Precisely. In that case, I suppose that you also recall the solid hallway bench. I have an object. I have a pen. I have an apple. Apple, pen, pineapple. Anyways.
Hey, you know what? I think it was probably me that did that. Detective Gumshoe, you know you can't go around dirtying up the courthouse like this.
You inconsiderate, slovenly pig.
Yeah. I promise to clear it up later, I swear.
Now then, shall we get down to business? About the fact that you didn't move even a single step from in front of the door. If that really were the case, then how were you able to buy a pack of Swiss rolls? Furthermore, if you didn't move a single step from in front of that door, how did you manage to get to the bench dirty with your grubby hands?
Ouch!
It appears that Francisca's whip can do more damage than my words alone can.
Alright, I confess, pal. I was hungry, so I bought a pack by myself, okay? I thought I'd get you out getting better off out about me eating on the job. I didn't want to say anything. Well, unfortunately for you, I saw you do the most dastardly deed. I clearly saw you buy a pack of Swiss rolls from the vending machine. Oh, okay. I'm sorry for lying. That's all I'm sorry for, you got that? Because I'm not holding anything else back.
That last statement may sound like it makes sense. However, there's something I don't quite believe about it. Are you sure you're not withholding further information from us?
Of course not. I've got nothing else to hide, pal.
Oh, if only that were true, Detective Gumshoe.
But it is true, pal. I swear there's nothing else.
Detective Gumshoe, I'm sure you're aware of the price of a pack of Swiss rolls, correct?
Remind me again, pal?
That vending machine out in the hallway is selling packs of 2 Swiss rolls for $6 a pack. And yet, according to you, you didn't have any cash on you until you cashed your $5 annual bonus check. Isn't that right?
Oh.
Let me ask then, how did you manage to purchase a pack all by yourself? Can you provide me a proper explanation to that?
I told you, I bought it by myself, pal. It wasn't anyone else in the hallway with me. So there's no one who could help me buy it. Wait, don't tell me. You've got some kind of proof that there was someone else in that hallway, don't you?
He gets a bigger annual bonus than I do. What?
Oh no, Dion.
Correct.
As if you could. I mean, what are the chances for that? Wait, you do?
Of course I do.
What? How?
What proof do I have that there must be someone else in the hallway? It's the balloon.
Take that!
What the heck is that? Hey, I really didn't have anything. You probably always say, always lie to people. You should stop, you know.
What? Not that? Bloody hell. Yeah. It didn't happen. This is not canon. Speaking of those, I think I got a good appraisal score. Praying right now. I also pray for you. I'll send prayers. Okay. If he was really alone, then what piece of evidence should not be there? What proof do I have that there must be someone else that in the hallway? Oh yeah, this one. Yeah, this one.
Take that!
Hey, you showed that to me not 2 seconds ago, pal.
Wait, I'm going to take care. Alright, Neon. Good night. I think you're under the mistaken impression that I bought this pack of rolls.
Wait, if you didn't buy it, that means you must have stolen it, you thief.
What? I would never do such a thing.
All you lies are the same. You start as thieves. You're under arrest, pal.
I believe you meant to assert that all thieves start out as liars. In that case, what does it say about you, detective? This particular Swiss roll was dropped by a certain someone.
Oh.
There were 2 rolls in this package. You ate one of them. But you then gave the other one to a certain other person, didn't you?
No way, pal. You got it all wrong. I both of them.
Oh no, I'm getting... I grabbed a kid. It would appear that we've caught you at last.
Hey, don't you dare do anything bad to that girl.
It would appear they do know each other, after all. So, why do you continue to come up to me and kick me? Have I wronged you somehow? I have a name, and it's Kay. Kay what? Kay Faraday. Faraday? Are you perhaps Mr. Faraday's daughter? I'm not a you, I'm a Kay. Kay, okay. You know, good little girls don't kick other people. Especially not hard enough to leave big nasty bruises like the way you do. Well, then you shouldn't have put Gummy under arrest, Mr. Gummy.
My guess is that she's talking about the Detective Gumshoe.
What a cute nickname you've given him. Mommy didn't do anything wrong.
Okay.
It appears I would need to speak with her in a bit more detail.
Ah.
Okay.
Let's talk.
Now then, Kay.
Yes.
Okay. She's like a stray cat. I wonder if I should feed her something. Okay.
Take that.
Take that. Okay. I promise to give you this to you if you calm down. Oh, a sweet roll. It really belongs to you though, doesn't it? Yeah, I was saving it for Daddy. Oh no.
Oh. Oh my.
Your father, he's...
Oh. Don't you say that word, pal. She doesn't know yet.
Thanks for watching out for me, Gummy. But I already know about Danny. I overheard the cats talking. Imagine you get penalized for not feeding her. Yeah. About how he's not here anymore.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I couldn't protect him.
Okay. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. It's alright. Let it all out. Your father just passed away after all. I, myself, was also involved in a case at this courthouse when I was a young child. A case in which my father, who was a defense attorney, passed away. All of my dreams of becoming a lawyer were crushed into a fine ash on that nightmarish day. Even now, the wound festers deep in the depths of my soul. Ever since that incident, I've dedicated myself to locking away every criminal I can. And now, to have this happen right in front of me. This child, I feel certain shared fate, a common bond between us. Oh, Edgeworth, what sort of a gentleman are you? Are you going to just stand there and watch a lady cry? Ah, you're right. Sorry about that. Okay, here. How about we use this handkerchief here and dry your little eyes. Ooh. Honk! What's that sound? Honk. Ugh, my cravat! Don't blow your nose on that! I feel better now, thanks. Okay. Okay, are you going to be alright? Yep, I'm alright, I'm already alright. Somehow I highly doubt that, but I'm not going to push it. You know, cleaning it. You know, I mean, not cleaning it, maybe, but you know, probably should take it off. That's like a scarf thing, right? You can take it off. I promise, Daddy, I'll never cry in front of strangers.
You're a good kid, aren't you, Kay? You always keep your promises, right?
That's right. Even if I can't see Daddy anymore, I'm still going to keep all my promises. You're a very brave girl, Kay. You're a very good child for keeping the promises you made to your papa. I'll even testify that you didn't cry, just for you. Thank you very much, lady. Ha, it's nothing. I'm only telling the truth after all. It would appear that because of her father was a respected prosecutor, Franziska is a sympathetic to Kay's feelings. Kay, what kind of person was your father? Daddy was a hero of justice. His job was to catch all the bad people in the world. So, to you, a prosecutor is a hero of justice, huh? I suppose we are in a sense, as we are the ones who seek guilty verdicts for criminals. Plus, you know what? Whenever I came to the courthouse, Daddy would buy me my absolute favorite treat, sweet rolls. Oh. I wanna be a hero of justice someday, just like Daddy. So I've been working really hard. I see. What have you been working hard on? I've been working hard to keep all the promises Daddy and I make together. A promise notebook. May I take a look inside, Kay? Sure, okay. It appears to be an exchange diary of sorts between father and daughter. Mr. Faraday's writing conveys a sense of the kind of man he was. This little notebook just might come in handy later. Okay. Notebook. Promises K. Never take things from a stranger. Never go anywhere with a stranger. Always greet people with a smile, even people you don't know. Never cry in front of strangers. Always try your hardest to learn about things you don't understand. Daddy's job is to make sure that everyone follows the rules, okay? Be a good girl and promise that you'll keep your promise to me, okay? Love your daddy. So sweet. Thank you for showing it to me, Kay. I hope you continue to work hard and become a hero just like your father. I'm gonna try.
Hey, Kay, so I'm a detective that catches the bad people, right? That makes me a hero too.
Yeah, you're really cool too, Gummy.
Yeah, okay.
What is with the two of them?
I hand down verdicts of justice, so that makes me a hero too.
Yes, and thanks to your also heroic testimony, you almost painted that detective as a vile criminal and sent him off to jail.
I'm really sorry about that.
Tommy's not a bad man, okay?
That poor judge. He's being treated like a vile criminal rather than a hero of justice. It appears that you and Detective Gumshoe are good friends, Kay.
Yeah, we're friends.
In that case, would you mind telling me a little more about him? So, I take it that you ran into Detective Gumshoe earlier.
Yep. I was on my way to see Daddy when I saw Gummy standing there. He was standing in the hallway staring really hard at the vending machine, so I said hi.
When was this?
Huh? Oh, before everything got crazy.
How long were the two of you together?
We only talked for a little while. And then we went on our ways.
That's right, pal. Kay and I only talked for a little while. That's it.
Oh, which means we have now confirmed that Kay was in the hallway during the recess. Isn't that right?
You got me.
I told you to stop picking on Gummy, mister.
Very well then. I'll just have to speak with a good detective in private later. Okay. Were you the one who brought this pack of Swiss rolls, Kay?
Well, I didn't really have a lot of money.
Sorry, cutting noises.
And I somehow made $1 out of all the pennies and quarters I had. But that still wasn't enough, and I really wanted one.
Come to think of it, she did come and ask ask me to exchange a handful of change for $1. And that's when you came and asked me to change your money, correct?
Yeah, thanks a bunch for doing that, mister.
Sure. But let me ask you, even with that $1, you still didn't have enough, correct?
Well, that's why...
Hey, if you bully Kay anymore, I'm gonna have to arrest you, pal.
Need I remind you that you're the one already under arrest?
Yo! I sense that Kay is going to be less than forthcoming with this question.
Sorry about your ruffly theme.
Yes, well, now that it's possibly drenched in your nasal mucus. Don't worry, Kay. I have a spare. So here, you can have this one.
But Daddy said, never take things from a stranger.
It's one of the promises you made in your promise notebook. Correct.
Yeah, look, see, it's right here on this page.
Yes. Never take things from a stranger. Alright then, I'm not giving this to you. I'm merely allowing you to borrow it. You can take it home, wash it nice and clean, and then give it back to me next time we meet.
Okay. Daddy never said I couldn't borrow things from strangers. Now then, Detective Gumshoe. Uh-oh. I believe it is now crystal clear that you were with Little K in that hallway. Oh. I told you to stop being mean to Gummy. Miles Edwards, there is still something you have yet to resolve. I beg your pardon? You still haven't afforded an explanation to why that man would lie to us. That's, well... Gummy, don't tell me you lied for my sake.
Hey, don't worry about it, okay? Everything's gonna be okay.
Oh, so that's why. So what was Detective Gumshoe's motive for lying? If you can't explain that, you can't call this a perfect investigation. His reason for lying is very simple. What? Here is what I believe to be his reason. From simple observation of the detective's action and his interactions with Kay, it's obvious the detective is lying for the young girl's sake. And this piece of evidence will show you exactly why. Which piece of evidence proves that Detective Gumshoe was lying on the account of Kay? I would say this, the balloon piece.
Take that.
This is that piece of evidence. What are you showing me that for? It doesn't seem to add anything. Oh, that's not wrong. Oh, little girl, you don't know to show yourself.
Are you going to give me that, mister?
Oh no, everyone is disapproving me. I don't feel that the court needs to enter that into the court record at this time.
Ugh, what is wrong with everyone? Are they all teasing me all of a sudden? Although, it's possible that perhaps I made a mistake, and that's why. But then back to the topic at hand. Detective Gumshoe lied for the case's sake. I know how I hold evidence which shows the reason why. Bum 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 bum. For the Swiss roll, I don't know. Maybe I don't know anything else. The Promised Notebook, apparently. Never go anywhere with a stranger. Never take things from a stranger. Never cry in front of strangers. Always, because you can't receive things from strangers. That's kind of lame. I'm sorry. Kind of lame. Mr. Faraday and Kay's Promised Notebook. How does this explain anything? Emo! Hey. Hey, it's a Monster Hunter Rise. See how that works? I hope it works. It works. Music? What music? You like doing karaoke or something? Ring. Hello, Cypher. Cypher Usu? Cypher Usu? Come on, come. The karaoke. Oh, you're karaoke. I see, I see. Hope yesterday went well. Or you like for the entire stream just singing? Or are you doing something else? But is anyone that's here? Thank you for coming by. To go right way, no problem. Take care. I know you need to do the things and stuff and then eat. Alright. Happy sahur, I guess. Poor boy. Anyhow, anyone else came by, you're free to look and rest and all that. Oh, it's in the morning though. Wait, it's not called sahur? What's it called? I'm dumb. Anyhow, but yeah, anyone that's came by stream, feel free to look, feel free to chill, or just, you know, also take a rest, go do something else, no problem. But yeah, thank you for dropping by. We're gonna continue again. Continue. I believe there's not much left as well. It's called breakfast. I guess the normal term would be that. If you could take a look at this page, it's clearly written that K should never take things from a stranger. When Detective Gumshoe heard about that promise, he tried to cover for K. What a foolishly... what a foolish fools of a foolish reason for a fool. Yes, I agree with Francisca.
Yo!
Yummy, you like because of me, didn't you?
Because I'm your friend, Kay. That's why.
Yummy! At long last, Detective Gumshoe, can you please tell me the whole truth now? Sahur in the Dusk and Iftar in the Twilight? Or... Sahur in the Dusk, Dawn, Pre-Dawn, okay. Iftar. Because my friends sometimes they will not do Sahur. Nemo said Sahur is dusk, so not now I guess, maybe, but yeah, probably have to prepare or something. Iftar is twilight. Yeah, it's before the sun rises, I guess.
Yeah, cause there's no being you, huh, pal? Okay. I'll spill the goods.
Like that's very early. After the sun goes down is Iftar. Before the sun rises is Sahur. Ah, yeah. Okay. Sunrises are okay. Wait, so dusk is... Let me... English definition, what is dusk? Dusk is the darker stage of twilight. What? Dusk was falling away. What is considered dusk? Twilight is a period between sunset and dusk. Oh, during twilight there is still light in the sky. There are 3 types of twilight: civil, nautical, astronomical. Dusk is the point where the sun is at 18 degrees below the horizon. There is no longer any sunlight in the sky. Okay, so dusk is when the sun is coming down. Right? When the sun is coming up is dawn, right? So dusk is when the sun's going down. Anyways, not important. But stay safe, Nemo. Alright.
I've been standing guard for a while. I was getting really hungry, and that snack vending machine was taunting me.
Is that who is dawn? If that is dusk. Okay. But all the cash you had on you was $5, and that was enough to buy anything, right? After all, the cheapest item in that machine is a $6 pack of Swiss rolls.
Yeah, but like an angel from heaven, Kay showed up.
I was thinking about sharing a snack with Daddy. I wanted to buy a Swiss roll. I only had about $1 in coins.
So we pool by $5 and $1 together and bought a pack of Swiss rolls together.
But I was worried about breaking one of my promises, and then Gummy said,
Mr. Farders, one scary guy when he gets paid, but don't worry, you won't get in trouble if I don't tell, right? Besides, you bought it with me. So he didn't really get it from me, you know?
He told me he'd be okay, and he gave me a whole roll to save and give to Daddy. Who knew the Scruffy could be so considerate? Indeed. Detective, I take it that you then sat down on the bench and ate the roll together.
Yeah, we split them on a roll and ate right there. The sweet taste of that case of chocolate, I'll never forget as long as I live, pal.
Anyway, Kay, I believe this also belongs to you. Oh, that's from the balloon I popped. It's bad manners to leave garbage lying around, Kay. Or, I'm sorry. Well, I guess I can't blame you for not throwing this one piece away. It was sitting higher up on the windowsill where you couldn't see it. So just this once, I forgive you. But that balloon, I wanted to surprise Gummy a little, so I popped it on purpose. Because of me, Gummy dropped his half of the Swiss roll.
Oh, well, you really got me there, pal.
I thought maybe I should give Gummy this other roll. And then I saw you picking up Gummy, Mister. Picking on Gummy, Mister.
So he kicked me, is that it?
You sure a feisty one? I'm really sorry, Mister.
It's alright, I'm perfectly unharmed. But about this Swiss roll, would it be alright with you if I held onto it until Detective Gumshoe is cleared of all charges and free to go?
Yeah, sure. Just make sure you give it to Gummy afterwards, okay?
Of course, I promise. Now then, I believe we have proven beyond the shadow of a doubt that Detective Gumshoe was in the hallway for the entire duration of his duty, which undeniably proves that Detective Gumshoe could not have committed the double murders. Actually, it proves just the opposite, Edgeworth. You've just shown that Detective Gumshoe is the only one who could have committed a crime. What do you mean?
It's quite rude to eavesdrop, Miss You. I'm getting lectured on manners by a girl with a penchant for whipping people.
What? How dare you talk back with such insolence?
You're wrong, lady. Gummy's not a bad guy.
Oh, and what we have here, what is a child doing here in a courthouse? Bailiff, please take this child away. What? Miss Callisto, you? That girl is Mr. Faraday's. I know. So what? You think that just because she's the victim's daughter, she gets to just run wild around the crime scene? I think it's actually quite dangerous for her, to speak nothing of getting underfoot. I suppose you're right. However, as long as we're in agreement on that point, let's get back to the real issue at hand. Now then, Detective, you were in front of the door to lobby number 2 the entire time, correct? Yeah, but...
You see, isn't it obvious that it could only be the detective?
Also, this is like, you know, what would be an defense lawyer be like? It's entirely opposite, at least in terms of Ace Attorney world, where Phoenix Wright and the others has been like doing what Miles Edgeworth is doing, just investigating stuff, not pointing fingers everywhere about you're the murderer, you're the murderer. He is the only person who's gone into lobby number 2 at the time of the murders. Ugh. I have no counter-argument to that. Don't worry, I already put in the necessary paperwork for his formal arrest. But the investigation is far from over. Oh, that's right. I was going to speak with you about that. Don't you think it's reckless to talk to the suspect out in the open without a guard? Yeah, I suppose it is. Well, as someone with more experience in law than you, allow me to share something. Always keep a good eye on a criminal, or you may regret what comes of your negligence. Ooh, Miles, I can't believe you're letting this woman lecture you like this. This is unforgivable as a disciple of Von Karma. Down, Tigress. Now then, I'll be looking forward to the rest of your results of your investigation. So, we're back to square one. Actually, this is our last chance. I can't tell that if we fail to solve this case, Detective Gumshoe will be formally charged under all of the circumstantial evidence. This investigation is not over yet. There's still one location we have yet to inspect. It's where Detective Bad and Miss Yu were at the time of the crime. Lobby number 1. Topic continued! Alright. That is it, everyone. We'll be stopping here and we have the final part done next session. So yeah, if, I hope you all enjoyed this session and the wacky noise voices I've done. I guess pretty nice. I'm glad Judge was around for a bit.
in this one. It's been a while since I did his voice. But yes, until next time, this will be it. If you like the content stuff, please do like, subscribe, follow, whatever you can do to support, so that I can do this more in the future. But for now, it's bye bye, take care, stay hopeful but be critical. Alright, bye bye.